What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the GITM podcast, where we cover the true crime, the paranormal, the downright silly, and sometimes even a little conspiracy. Tonight we're doing part 2 of Scientology.
I just realized that intro really chronicles a very peaky and troughy weight journey for me. I'm noticeably skinnier and fatter in different clips of that.
Well, ups and downs. We all have ups and downs.
And right now I'm just fat.
For those of you catching this on your favorite podcast app, be sure to go over to YouTube. The link is in the show notes, so be sure to join us when we do these live on YouTube.
It's probably not going to be that good.
What?
Any of it. Anything we ever do.
Oh, that's not true.
It's just
not true.
This shows, it's like a Chinese abortion clinic.
I've heard some really shitty ones, and we are middle of the road.
I've heard some really bad ones.
We are completely middle of the road. But head on over to YouTube. We record these live. Every episode's recorded live because, frankly, we're lazy.
Shout out to The Rock, drinking his energy drink for the first time ever. Got it on discount.
And as always, be sure to like, subscribe to all your favorite podcast apps, and even on YouTube. And leave a review and all that happy horse shit. Now, like I said, if we're covering part 2 of Scientology, we will also, if you're new to the program, we're going to talk shit for about 15 minutes. So
it probably won't even be 15 minutes.
Fast forward to
Tyler. Share this video with people. Do it now. You're the only one here.
He's the only one that's said anything in the chat.
Pussies.
If you're watching on YouTube Live, be sure to say hi in the chat. We will probably call you out.
Don't be a pussy.
So, like I said,
feel free to start an argument about Oreo. What was it back in the day with that guy from Chile? Oreos and, was it Snickers?
Might have been. I don't remember. I'm lucky.
No, it was Oreos. I think it was Oreos or Reese's Cups because we decided both.
I don't think you got both for me on that vote. If that was, I'm not. You give me a Reese's Cup any day. Fat Boy needs a Reese's Cup. That is the holy grail.
Okay, but you're gonna turn one down. If you have,
I wouldn't turn anything with chocolate down.
I was gonna say multiple choice: Oreo, Reese's, A, Oreos, B, Reese's, C, yes. Which one are you picking?
B, Reese's.
You wouldn't just pick yes?
No.
Fuck off.
No, I mean Oreos.
Have you tried go ahead.
Oreos are fine. They have to. I don't like crunchy, so that I have to have milk with it, and I have to get that perfect consistency of almost about ready to break off and fall to the bottom.
Yeah. And then just enough to hold on to is still crispy, just to
But
break
it just almost dissolves in your mouth.
Yeah, that one corner is basically, it's like the crispy nacho chip strips that you get at Qdoba, which I think is lacking at Chipotle and shit. Is Qdoba, you can get those tortilla strips,
right,
and it really breaks up the monotony of the mushy burrito that you normally get. Now, that being said, have you seen this trend with Oreos? It's I don't know.
Is Oreos what you want to talk about, or is this?
No. It just made me think. But I don't. Well, I do have some cookies and cream protein powder. That's right. Fat people go to the gym. Do I do cardio? No. Maybe once a week. Do I pick up heavy things? Debatably heavy, but yes.
Cardio is overrated.
I actually like cardio when I do it. I don't know why I don't do more often. I catch up on the stupid shit that I watch. I do. I just sit there and I watch fucking Bounty Tank on YouTube and shit. Because I fucking love Bounty Tank. Shout out to Bounty Tank. He'll never see this.
No.
But no, there's this fucking thing that I want to try now. It's you put an Oreo in a glass and then you put just enough milk to get to the top of the Oreo, and then you microwave it for a minute, and apparently it makes a Oreo cake. And I kind of want to try it.
Sounds like a lot of work for me.
Well, because dude, the sweet tooth has been real lately. It's been bad. It's been the sweet tooth and Cheetos.
You need more protein then.
And hot fries.
More protein then.
I don't know what I will vomit out if I try to ingest more protein. I will either vomit out an entire quarter of a cow, or something that resembles Schmeeman.
Oh, ew. All right, you just lost me. I'm out.
But no, like last night, it was the second night in like, I'd say a 3-week period where I'm sitting there with, the better half. I was watching the Cowboys game last night because, as everybody knows, it was the most important game of the day, and it got a fucking weather delay for like an hour and a half.
Hey, you don't have to win pretty, just win, baby.
Right? Jesus, nail biter. Fuck. Great final drive, though. Excuse me. Did you watch the end of that game?
No, I didn't watch any football.
That was a fantastic final drive.
I didn't watch any football all weekend.
Dude, they marched. They ate like as much of the clock as you could comfortably eat up at the end of the fourth quarter while not being in the lead. Great. But it was like the second time in like a 3-week period where I was like, man, I just want fucking ice cream. And I know you son of a bitch. Don't try to act coy over there like you're not.
Ice cream.
I was literally thinking about it on the way home. I was like, man.
What was I doing?
Eating ice cream. But I was
out of the fucking tub. Didn't give a fuck.
I was thinking about this shit on the way home. I was like, man, I've been thinking about getting one of those pill organizers.
I think I have one in there.
And I'm like, and I never do. I never just get off my fat ass and go to Walmart and get a pill organizer or like something like that. But I'll get the fuck up at 12:30 at night and go to the local convenience store and get a pint of ice cream to shovel in my fat fucking American mouth.
Well, you caught me eating ice cream.
Yeah.
But you know what? I realized I had ice cream in there.
Nice.
It was the exact same brand. I was like,
fuck. Nice. Fuck. But see,
I got extra for tonight.
And this leads to two things. One, it's interesting because, you don't want to be the fat ass. You don't want to be the fat kid. So I'm just sitting there and I'm like, I want ice cream. I'm probably going to go get ice cream one way or the other. But she's sitting there and I'm like, I'm like, do you want like ice cream or something? And she's like, no. And I'm like, okay. I mean, like, I kind of like, it sounds good, but like, I'd really only go if you wanted some, like it's not a big deal. Like, you want like some candy or something, like something to drink.
I'd go and get it and say, no, you cannot have none.
Well, eventually she just caved. Well, actually she didn't. She asked me to get her a purple Gatorade and they didn't have any. So I got her ice cream to make up for it.
As you should. Fair trade.
And then, I ate the whole thing because who buys a pint of ice cream and doesn't? I don't understand.
That's the point of a pint.
That's what I'm saying. What dickhead, fuck Ben and or Jerry or Hog and or Dash, for who the fuck puts individual servings on the nutrition facts of a pint versus the entire
That is a serving.
That is a serving.
Fuck you guys.
If you're eating part of a pint of ice cream and putting it back, you're a socialist. You're a bad
psychopath.
person. Yeah. Nobody
you should be
does
on
that.
a watch list somewhere.
Nobody does that.
That is the point.
If it fits in my hand, it's one serving.
That's like drinking half of a fucking beer.
Without there being some type of serious medical emergency.
And
even then, take it to go. Yeah, put it in a styrofoam cup.
All right. What else did you want to talk about before we dive back?
Do you have anything fun happen this weekend?
No. Not at all.
Really? I was gonna say it's pretty not very lofty goals after the week before the weekend.
I did go have a few beers. You saw me go have a few beers. Got insulted by your better half. She's
been doing that a lot lately.
Oh, she's
not just you. I don't even know if she realizes she's doing it.
Should we tell the story? What she's
starting to go ahead. I'm starting to think she might have Asperger's. Like she just doesn't control what comes.
I mean, she asked me how old I was, and I told her I'm not going to say my fuck it. I'm 50. I'll be 52.
Yeah.
And her response was, "That's it." I'm like, "Oh, you biatch." That hurt.
And it was even funnier because that was the night that her brother and his lady came up there, and you guys were bitching and moaning at each other about something. And she was like, "That's my sister-in-law," and she was like, "This is Travis's roommate," and she was like, "Oh."
Explains a lot.
But funny story. I have a funny story within the same building that revolves around age. There's a great one-liner.
Okay.
So I'm working. You know who I was working with that night? The two individuals I was working with, the older one than me and the younger one than me. The older one you've talked to multiple times. He's fucking hilarious. I say all the time, if I had a fraternal twin that is also older than me, but somehow we were separated, it would be him. Our minds work weirdly similar.
I don't think that's a compliment to him.
Dude.
He might want to rethink life.
Well, we were back there and we were just fucking around, you know, like normal. And I got something down off like the bottom shelf, you know, and it's late. It's like 10:30.
Right.
You know, I'd been there for a while because I went in. Yeah, I went in early both days this weekend. So like I get up and I'm like, oh, and like the 16-year-old girl that was working up front was back there grabbing something and she was like, what was that? I was like, I'm more than twice your age. It don't get fucking better.
She's 16?
Yeah.
Because I was about to call the Department of Employment and say, I think we got some underage working going
It's
on.
because she's just really short.
Oh, she's tiny.
Yeah, she's short as shit.
I was like, she can't be over 13.
I couldn't tell if she fucking hated me at first. I think I'm just, I tell people a lot at work, especially like the high school kids that they hire.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, just so you know, I can be loud and I can be a lot.
A lot.
Because I've had multiple ones be like, you're mean. Blah, blah. I'm like, no, you'll know if I'm being mean. Usually they're like, you just talk a lot of shit. And I'm like, yeah, if I'm not talking shit, it's because I legitimately don't fucking like you.
That's what I keep telling people. Trust me, if I don't like somebody, you won't hear a word from me.
I want to put it on a shirt. It's a phrase that I have coined years ago. If I don't fuck with you, it's because I don't fuck with you.
Right. If I even just say, sup, I like you.
Yeah, or like, oh, how's it
Simple.
going, man? Oh, same old shit. And actually, that's not true because I say that to a lot of people. It's just kind of like, especially at my job. It's a bar. I see the same people. You know, I know I can say things like shit around them every once in a while.
If I don't like somebody, I will have selective hearing. I won't even hear that greeting.
I'll just spit in their mouth. Like as soon as they open their mouth, they're ha.
Yeah.
And they get, either one of two things happens. Either we rumble or sweet love.
You're making out in the bathroom.
But anyway, so same kind of story, or same subject matter with age.
Yes.
So I'm back there and I pick something up and I groan while I get up, you know, because I'm like full squat down when I'm grabbing it and I come all the way back up.
Oh, you were definitely using your legs.
And yeah,
Fuck, I blow out a back
I have
plug.
to. I can't. I've like even I know I'm like not quite 20 years younger than you, but like even at my age already, you've been my age. Like I can't be like back-lifting much.
To your better half many years ago.
Yeah, but like you just can't. I learned that early enough in my 30s that I was like, okay, the back doesn't do stuff anymore unless it's above the shoulder blades.
Hey, I tell you what, I've broken my back.
Literally.
I'd much rather blow out a knee of my back than a knee.
Yeah, my knees just pop a little.
So I ain't bending at the
yeah. So
I ain't
anyway,
bending at the knees.
my fat ass gets back up and I'm like, ugh. And she's like, what was that? And I'm like, you're less than half my age. Once you've lived twice as long as you have right now. Actually, she might not understand because you saw her. Lovely girl. I enjoy working with her. She's cool. But she probably won't have the knee problems that I have at my age because she weighs as much as my left thigh. If that. Maybe my calf.
Maybe.
But anyway, I was like, it doesn't fucking get any better. And then the younger kid that was working in the back with me, you know who I'm talking about, was like, how old are you, Trav? And I was like, I'll be 35 in a couple of months. And he said something, and the older gentleman was like, how old do you think I am? And he looks at me, he goes, 42. And he goes, oh, shit, good guess, motherfucker. And they're both walking towards the dishes area, and I'm on the other end of the cooking area. And I heard that, and I couldn't help it. It popped into my head. I had to say it. I said, it's because he counted the rings on your cock.
That's fucking wrong.
This is he's the younger one's over of age. Don't worry. That is apex workplace banter.
That is. Didn't see it coming probably either.
There's a lot of that there. I've often talked about putting CCTV cameras in there, like of my own, just to record, if nothing else, myself. Or every once in a while, when the lady that we have working in the back of house, she's very short. She has two, like, you know those like things you buy at a souvenir stand for kids that are like animals and you can open and close their mouth. They're kind of like grabbers, but they're not worth a shit. She got two T-Rex ones. Mm-hmm. Somebody got them for her because there's a picture back there that like is like a T-Rex with grabbers, and it's like, what now, bitch? And everybody's like, it's you. I actually got her a new grabber today. Yeah, like good one. It's got like grippies on it and
Ooh,
shit.
grippies.
Yeah, you can change the angle of the fucking speculum, whatever you call that thing.
Nice. What else did you want to talk about before we dive? Was that it, or was there something else? Shout out to all.
Dude, went for a walk with the dogs. With her dogs today.
I'm sorry.
She's got 2 little Shih Tzus. Oh my god! Which preamble are like in the top 10 list of the stupidest dogs. But
I can't argue with that.
they're also. It's not even that they're dumb. It's that like I'm more athletic than these like 14-pound dogs. We went on like a 0.8 mile trail. It's the one that you pass on the way to the gym. Like if you're coming from our house,
right by the bend.
Yeah, like we went from we went from the
railroad
other
tracks.
We started at the other end.
Does that come out on Sims or
Bilstein?
Okay.
So,
yeah.
So we started there, went to Sims, or it's not Sims, it's
Bob Meyer or whatever.
Whatever the fuck, the one with the planes. Somebody's gonna track us down now and kill us.
Giving Tom all the fucking info he needs.
First off, we made it maybe 100 yards before one of them shit twice and the other one shit once. Luckily, had our poop bags. Bagged up the poops because we're responsible people.
Good.
And then we're like, well, what do we do with this poop now? Because we got about 3/4 of a mile till we get to a trash can, and then we got to come back.
You're holding it for 3/4 of a mile.
Nope. Tied it to the cut leashes.
Oh.
And it really sucked because the one ended up having 2 bags on there, and it really, you had to like yank. It's a retractable leash, so you had to like pull the leash up, or else it would drag. And then I'm pretty sure that made them more tired because they're so small. That
yeah, you're working the dogs out.
Yeah, they're now
just put backpacks on them now.
Dude, I shit you not. Like I thought I was gonna have to fucking like go in the forest and build like a banana leaf fucking gurney like in the Vietnam movies and drag these fucking dogs back to the car. They're just walking slow as shit. It was ridiculous. Then we went to Skyline. And if anybody who doesn't know, Skyline is a local treat that serves Cincinnati chili. And if you don't know, Cincinnati chili, 1, is also Greek chili. 2, it's not fucking chili. It's meat sauce. I do like it. But,
you know, I was thinking about this the other day. Technically, it's hot dog chili.
yeah, because in other places they have something very similar, and they literally call it like hot dog sauce or something like that.
It's hot dog chili is what I officially call it.
But it's Greek because it's got fucking chocolate and cinnamon and shit in it.
That's why I love it.
Which is weird, but it works. But I also had the conversation of like Skyline's hot sauce only works with their food.
Skyline's hot sauce is actually fucking nasty.
It's only good on their food.
Have you ever?
And I think it's just because I literally think, yes, it has some spice to it, but I think it's just the vinegar cutting through all of the like umptuous fattiness of the cheese.
Get is vinegar. If you if you get some on your hands, not on the food, and you do this, it is the most foulest shit I've ever tasted.
Yeah, I put like 8 packets on my 3-way.
But you put it on food, it's fine.
Yeah,
it actually, like a coney, sucks without it on there.
I do. I think it's science. I think the vinegar cuts through the massive. Again, if anybody has never had a 3-way or a cheese coney with Cincinnati style, the absurd amount of cheese that they put on these dishes.
Yeah. See, that's why I always get mine to go. I don't eat in
because then you
add it as as needed basis, and you throw 3/4 of it away.
Well, because I'm a fat fuck too, so like I get extra chili.
I mean, they never want you to shit. They put so much cheese on that shit.
No, they're counterbalancing the amount of shit that will fly out of your body, like the fucking flying monkeys from Wizard of Oz, from everything else that they fed you.
Oh yeah, I mean, but it's if you get it there, it's literally mounted up this freaking high.
Literally, like if you'll get a plate this big,
and
there's a plate this big, about yay deep, I'll say, and then it's a little over the crest of the plate with spaghetti, then a slathering of this thin diarrhea chili, and then, no exaggeration, a small Irish foothill-sized fucking mound of cheddar cheese. And if you're smart, you get the extreme cheese. So good. Have you ever had it?
No, I've never had the extreme
cheese.
Oh,
God, it's not even really that spicy, but it's mixed. It's like a... It's more like a Kobe Jack, I guess, where it's like white and yellow cheese.
Right.
So it's delish. But anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna shit my fucking soul out later.
Oh, looking forward to it. I think
I'm gonna be emotionally scarred.
You know, hurricane. All the prayers to all the people who lost.
Yeah, fuck.
And did you hear that shit?
Better have actually got an uncle that had a house that was like 4 feet underwater down there.
Did you hear that? We're gonna give you $750. Go fuck
For what?
off.
For what?
I guess FEMA's out of money.
The fuck is that gonna pay for?
What's $750 gonna pay for? I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
That's like, that might rent you the water pump to pump your house out. And I'm not gonna lie, as sad as that situation is, and it does suck. And please donate to your local fund to help the people of Florida,
and North Carolina and Tennessee
and Mexico, because a lot of people don't talk about the other hurricane that hit southern Mexico. That put southern Mexico got fucked up pretty good. Much lower category, but like it's southern Mexico, you know.
But, you know.
I saw some shanty towns that were pretty mussed up.
But, you know, $750. We can send billions of dollars.
We send like $70 billion to fucking Al-Qaeda like bi-weekly.
In Ukraine to, you know, for this proxy war we got going on.
And that's confirmed, by the way.
What?
We're still funding Al-Qaeda.
I'm sure we are.
Like billions of dollars or millions of dollars every like 2 weeks.
We're going to give our own citizens $750.
That's not even enough to pay for the fucking mortgage on most of their houses that are underwater.
No.
Even if you discounted a percentage for every foot it's underwater. I do love seeing all the fucking videos of people opening their front doors and there's fucking like 8-foot alligators just chilling in their living room though.
Fuck that.
I also saw a dude that was live streaming from his house on Twitter that night. And, like, the storm had already blown through. But this guy's like, no, it's fine, guys. It's fine. I got the chlorine going because his pool overflowed and his chlorine floater thing was in his living room. And then he pans over and you realize that he's in a kayak in his living room, just kayaking around his house. And I was like, that's the most gangster way to handle it.
Hey, you got to have a sense of humor about this shit.
What the fuck else are you going to do? And also, it's Florida. Like, I love how they just don't leave. They're just like, psh. If they can categorize it, we can handle it.
Well, I guess some towns in Tennessee, some of them little towns in Tennessee and North Carolina, got wiped off the freaking map.
I saw a video of a house fucking floating down the street.
Yeah, I mean,
I also saw a video of people that are like, "Oh my god!" While like all the streets are flooded in Florida, and you just see, and they zoom in and you hear them as they said it. I noticed this guy just fucking swimming across the street, and I'm like, fucking welcome to America. Like, why is this why are we having migrant problems? Why is this where you want to be?
Yeah. No
it's just like, it's like drunk. It's like if you made a population of Russian Jeff Foxworthys, that's what Florida is.
All right.
They just don't give a shit. They're always drunk. They're getting in trouble for stupid crimes because there's no fucking laws. There are laws. They just don't follow them.
Laws are optional. All right. I say we...
Just like pants.
I say we dive into this Scientology bullshit.
All right. Well, last week we were talking about... fuck me. We were talking about L. Ron Hubbard, how he John Wicked a fucking sparsely populated Mexican island. He dropped fucking Nagasaki 2.0 in the middle of the ocean on literally fucking nothing but shitty fucking tuna and barracudas and shit.
He thought he saw the Kraken.
Yeah, when he popped the cork on the bottle before he started unloading.
Well, we established he had a long, brilliant military career.
And to think, this was the person that was allegedly in cahoots with Aleister Crowley. Even though he wasn't. I heard he was in... I think realistically he was in communication with Aleister Crowley's like right-hand man.
And when...
Excuse me.
Well, I think they had a friend, mutual friend. I think I even talked about it.
Was it fucking Harry Houdini?
No, it was somebody else.
Who the shit is going to be a mutual friend of these two assholes?
But they were a close friend of both of them. So
you know who would be a friend of both of these guys? Chris Angel.
That would be a mind freak.
Do you know that came back? I don't know if it's still on, but it came back for a little while.
I actually didn't mind Mind Freak when it was on.
It was so awkward, though.
Oh, yeah, it was. But that's what made it brilliant.
And uncomfortable.
But that's why I watched it, because you don't want comfortability. You want uncomfortable.
Yeah. So, L. Ron Hubbard illustrious military career.
Brilliant writer.
Yeah. Oh, a phenomenal writer. Came up with Xenu, warrior princess. So, where we left off was we were talking about the Sea Org.
Yes.
Which was the elite.
The special forces.
Yes,
of
the Green Berets of Scientology. They were, like, if Mulder and Scully were real people, they would be in Sea Org.
They would have a billion-year contract.
Yeah, Tom Cruise would be sucking farts out of Mulder's ass. That's how high up he would be.
Yes.
So anyway, we will continue with something that I didn't know that I found interesting. We're going to talk about Operation Snow White. I think this actually comes up later when we talk about David Miscavige as well.
Did they leave out the 7 little people since you can't say the name of the show? You can't actually say this movie anymore? You cannot say that.
Dwarves is the... No. I think that's the accepted nomenclature. It's midget you can't say. Half pint.
I don't think you can say any. I think you have to say little person now.
I also did watch a new Peter Dinklage movie that I never saw. Speaking of, that's really terrible because I love Peter Dinklage. I think he's a phenomenal actor.
He is.
But like, it just made me think of that. I forget what it's called. It's something about. Can't remember the name of the movie. He was into trains, and he worked with a guy. They had like a model train business, and he died, and bequeathed him a property in like rural Jersey that had a old depot on it, and he ends up moving to this small town, living in the depot, possibly banging some pregnant like 21-year-old girl. He's got a Puerto Rican friend who runs a hot dog truck across the street. It was one of those early 2000s movies where it's like super dry comedy, but you enjoy it, and then the ends happens and you go, what the fuck?
Don't get me started on entertainment. Just reboot. Don't create any new shit. Just reboot shit.
I'm going to start watching that Grotesquerie show.
Did you see that? We're going way off.
It's got Travis Kelce in it. Or I'm sorry. Taylor Swift's boyfriend.
Grotesquerie?
Yeah, I haven't started it yet. I did finish Fallout. Fallout was ooh, I'm ready for season 2 of Fallout.
I don't know how true this is, but I swore I saw something today said they're rebooting Friends.
Oh, so everybody that's still remaining in the world that doesn't have a fucking personality can have a favorite show again? I'm sorry, Friends is so overrated. I'm not saying Friends is bad.
It's good. I mean,
but there are a lot of better shows you can watch.
I didn't like Friends when it was on. I've watched more Friends now.
Friends is great background noise.
Right. I put it on to go to sleep.
You're just compounding my point.
Right.
Anyway, Operation Snow White.
Continue.
So in the 1970s, L. Ron Hubbard oversaw the church's largest covert operation entitled Operation Snow White, which sought to infiltrate and remove unfavorable documents from government agencies. Yeah.
Espionage, they were stealing top secret information?
They were fucking Watergating it.
No shit.
Yeah. Where's Forrest Gump when we needed him on this one?
Well, L. Ron got buck and balls. I give him credit.
That man that shot the ocean, he was stealing documents. I'm not a smart man, but I know what documents are.
How loose is your security when you see a man wearing a fucking... Or have you... I've seen the Sea Org uniforms. They're stupid as all hell. No offense.
What's that fucking Space Force shit?
Do they go undercover? Or are they wearing the uniforms trying to steal documents?
Yeah, they're former undercover. They're like, all right, we're going to do this. You ready to put on your disguise? Yeah. Takes off tinfoil hat. I'm ready. So, now in 1977, the FBI raided Scientology offices, leading to the indictment and imprisonment of several high-ranking members, including L. Ron Hubbard's wife, Mary Sue Hubbard.
Mary Sue got arrested.
You really had to dive deep for that little bit of that tidbit of dialogue. Huh?
There was actually, I was thinking of something else and I lost it, so I just said arrested. Fuck it. Go ahead. Continue.
I figured you were going to pull out a fucking random song lyric.
I think there was either a song lyric or a movie. I can't think of it. Go ahead. Continue. I lost it.
So after the fallout from Operation Snow White, L. Ron Hubbard went into hiding to avoid legal scrutiny.
I would think so.
Right? He spent the remaining years of his life in seclusion, reportedly living in various secret locations and communicating with Scientology officials only through intermediaries.
Didn't he spend most of his time on the boat? On the Love Boat?
You would think. Where the fuck else are you going to go? You have a fleet of boats. Jump on one, go to international waters. If the Sons of Anarchy can figure it out how to do it, if Ron Perlman can do it, you can do it. You're both named Ron. It works.
Classic.
Oh. Don't mind my tits. Those are the 3 Ronalds in my life. 4. Ronald Reagan. Ron Perlman. L. Ron Hubbard. And Ronnie Radke.
I don't even know who Ronnie Radke is.
He's a musician.
Okay.
He's a vocalist.
Okay.
Such classics as Watch the World Burn.
Never heard of it, so not a classic.
And the personally titled Ronald.
McDonald?
He's actually an interesting cat. Did some time in prison. And then he's like, no, prison was great. No,
Said no one.
Well, no, I mean, like, I don't think prison wasn't great. I just think he straightened out a lot of shit in his life while he was in prison.
You know, that happens. That tends to happen to some people. They,
Yeah.
You know, they straighten some shit out. They find Jesus.
Or they find they find Xenu. Like and share the video for the love of fuck. So, that's what L. Ron Hubbard did for a while. And then we get into the 80s.
Well, real quick. What was the reason they were stealing these documents? Were they trying to blackmail the government, or did it?
So, if you look, unfavorable documents
Towards them.
called. they were being tagged as a cult.
Oh, so they were trying to steal their information that they have accumulated about or investigated or gathered about them.
And I'm sure it had something. I didn't dive too deep into it because as soon as I saw unfavorable documents, I was like, it's just like everybody else. They had eyes on them from a potential cult standpoint. They had eyes on them from just were they legitimately a religious organization that was free of taxation? And I'm sure that some of it had to do with trying to wipe his military record.
Okay, I was just making sure they weren't, just maybe I thought maybe they just want to know who shot Kennedy.
Dude, if anything, they should just be focused on getting rid of his military history. That motherfucker, dude, that thing must have been so goddamn redacted. It probably looked like Pongo from 101 Dalmatians.
They probably should have just redacted his name from the naval records.
I would like to point out that you didn't even point out, or that you didn't even acknowledge the fact that I remembered the name of the male dog from 101 Dalmatians.
That's
Pongo and Perdita.
That's a little sad. I'm going to say that.
And that gnarly bitch Cruella de Vil that I'm pretty sure was just Yzma from Emperor's New Groove, still alive in like the 40s. What? Don't act like you never saw this Emperor's New Groove when you had kids. You still have kids.
I don't think I ever saw that one.
Oh my god, dude, you got to watch it. I know you're a grown man, but like that's one of those kids animated movies
that's debatable.
Like that's one of those animated kids movies that's like still to this day actually funny to me. Like,
was that did that have a David Spade as?
Yeah.
Okay, I have seen
and
it.
John Goodman.
Yeah. Okay.
And the guy that talks like this.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name.
I have seen
but he played Kronk. Dude, he has one of the best scenes ever when he's trying to sneak Emperor Cusco's quote-unquote dead body out, and he's literally sneaking around this city. He's like, going downstairs and shit, and then he's doing that, and these two old dudes are walking by, stopping, talking, and he just like flattens up against the wall and goes as they stare at him and walk by, and then looks and goes and walks away again. It's peak theater.
Cinematography masterpiece.
Second only to Shrek. I saw, sidebar real quick, I saw a meme today. Somebody's
sidebar real quick. Famous last fucking
somebody
words.
got a picture of this like church bulletin board on the side of a building, and it was so perfectly angled that you could see like the top of a billboard for like a new Shrek movie, where he was like looking over the top of the billboard, and the meme said, Please open your Bibles to Psalm. Body once told me. Dude, I was fucking cracking up. That shit was funny. Okay, so we'll jump to the 80s because it was pretty boring there for a while. He started to, started to suffer from poor health.
As you do when you get older.
Yeah. He was getting strokes.
It happens.
Fell Ron Hubbard over here. And he had some other shit going on, maybe. He lived in a remote ranch near Creston, California. Until he did. I don't know where the fuck that is. I feel like it's probably where they make fucking toothpaste, though.
You're an asshole. God.
What? It's either where they make toothpaste or it's at the top of a hill.
Very true. Could be. I'll Google that as soon as this is over with.
Now, I would like to point out, I've never once said that my jokes are funny. So this goes on until about 86, where L. Ron Hubbard died on January 24th, the year of our Lord, 1986, at the age of 74. So, I mean, pretty decent run.
He had a good run.
Yeah.
74. I mean,
considering who he is and what he did.
That's not bad for a cult leader.
The fact that he didn't blow himself the fuck up while he was in the Navy. Just everyone around him. So Scientology officials claim that he voluntarily, quote, discarded his body to continue his spiritual research on another plane.
Yes, that's what he did.
Blow me.
Oh, I believe this 100%.
All right. It's just that... Couldn't you say you would probably do better off just being like he's a ghost. He turned into a ghost.
Listen, when I hear that voluntarily,
he voluntarily died, and
that means unalived himself.
That's what I thought too. He voluntarily discarded his body, so he crack-a-lacked himself.
That's what that means.
He went skydiving without a parachute?
Let me rephrase that. That's what that should mean.
Right?
But not what these yahoos meant.
Which again...
They literally were trying to say that he voluntarily went up to
hang out with
the
Xenu.
big Battlestar Galactica in the sky.
Yeah, he went to hang out with fucking... Wow, what was that movie? It was like basically Scientology. It had Tom Cruise in it. Or John Travolta.
Battlefield Earth.
Was that what it was?
Yeah.
We had the stupid it was him and
John Travolta.
John Travolta, and then who's the big black dude that was in like Good Morning Vietnam? He's in a lot of shit.
Bubba Gump?
No.
Oh, what was it, Bubba from
Good Morning Vietnam?
Oh no. No, wasn't he? No, he wasn't.
I'm talking about the nerdy black dude from Good Morning Vietnam that was like his liaison, kind of.
I can't remember. It's been so long since.
Got him lazy eye. Forrest Whitaker.
Oh, Forrest Whitaker.
I think. Either that or I'm going to sound really racist because they're going to be like, it was Larry Freeman.
Yeah, but that was one of his books. That was one of L. Ron Hubbard's books. That's why
I literally think I have that in my notes too.
John Travolta wanted to make that movie. It was his like lifelong passion.
Of course, if I could stumble across that in my notes later, you cannot be surprised because it's just as forgettable as the fucking movie.
Oh, I heard it sucked.
You never watched the movie?
No, fuck no.
I have. A couple times.
Is it? How bad was it?
It was bad before I knew it was about fucking Scientology or written by L. Ron Hubbard. It was bad when I thought it was supposed to be good. And then I found out who wrote the shit, and then I went, oh, so it's already bad, and then it continued to be bad.
It just got progressively worse.
It's like eating diarrhea. You have diarrhea, and that sucks. And then you eat it, and then you digest. You have to go through eating it, and then you have to digest it. Hope you don't die of dysentery and consumption.
So you're saying it's a shitty movie.
You have to shit out diarrhea again.
It's a shitty movie is what you're telling us.
It's a diarrhea run.
All right. Well,
it's like Stargate Atlantis.
We'll see what it is. His books just don't translate well to the big screen. The written word is where it's at with it.
That book wouldn't translate well to the fucking screen on a Nokia 6120 bar phone.
I think I'm going to buy an L. Ron L. Ron Hubbard book.
The game, speaking of Nokia 6220s or whatever the fuck, the game Snake had a more enjoyable plot twist than that fucking movie. Don't get me wrong, shitload of money thrown into it. And when I say a shitload, I mean a shitload. That is shit with 4 capital S's, $6 signs, 2 lowercase S's, and then followed by the HIT. A shitload of money thrown at that movie. Great, like, it looked cool. It just wasn't.
It just sucked.
Yeah, it was like, I'm trying to think of
Blame it on the screenwriters.
It was like Andrew Dice Clay. In the 80s, he looked cool. He looked like a badass. But I'm pretty sure he was a fucking nerd in real life.
Actually, he was.
Yeah. It was like Corky Romano.
Have you seen, speaking of that, looking at, well, next week, this will make more sense. I might cover this a little bit. But the Tupac shit?
There's more
No.
Diddy shit, too, by the way.
Have you seen, basically, it looks like the whole Tupac was an act.
This shirt is not good for my tits.
I've seen, like an interview he did.
Yeah.
Stereotypical, his mannerisms.
From what standpoint? Is this a racist thing? Or
No.
is this okay.
Not a racist thing. This was
I knew I had
of
drink.
the same-sex persuasion.
Oh.
Stereotype. I mean, almost you couldn't. If he was actually straight doing that, he would get canceled today. I mean, it's nothing what I remember him. You know, I was never a big Tupac fan anyway, but you know, his whole persona there. I mean, it was.
So you're saying they need to go back and remix all of his great hits? You claim to be a player, but I fucked your husband.
No, it was almost not even it, because he was an actor. He was actually an actor. He went to, I guess, I don't know if it's Juilliard or NYC, whatever it is. I just know he was an actor. So which one of those was an act, I don't know.
Well,
Either
there's
one
also
could
the
have
whole
been.
like West Side motherfucker, and it's like, dude, you're from Baltimore.
I mean, yeah, it was like, oh, that's good acting right there. I mean,
I don't know. I feel like
complete 180 from what his persona was. You would think it was a completely different person. It was weird.
You would also think I wouldn't be surprised to find out if they were like, yeah, no, the government finally admitted to killing Tupac, because they were like, wait, one of the rappers knows who Machiavelli is. I don't like this. I don't like this one bit. Oh, speaking of random thought, Machiavelli made me think of it. We're gonna have to not tonight, but we're gonna have to bring up this whole national anthem thing that I talked to you about last week. It's earth-shattering.
Okay, well, let's continue with our
Potentially. I mean, all this shit potentially is, but how much of it do we actually believe? Okay. So, we voluntarily discarded my body to continue my spiritual research on another plane. You died. You stopped living, and now you're a ghost at best. So, hey, your mom's here. So, his death was announced at a Scientology gathering by David Miscavige, who would go on to become the church's leader. Now, we are going to talk a little bit about the postpartum. The postmortem.
Was McCavish pregnant?
Dude, I saw a fucking video of a dude that didn't know that, those postpartum ice packs they give women? They're kind of like panty liners.
Okay.
That, like, it's shaped kind of
It's
like
been a while
pad.
since I've had kids.
Yeah.
So,
But it's shaped kind of like a pad. So, because you just got your lady bits ripped open because you pushed a watermelon out of your lemon, as my mom always liked to phrase it. I saw this video of this dude, and like they were talking. His wife was saying something to him, and he was like, "Well, you took all the ice packs," and she opened the fridge and she zoomed in on him. And she was like, "Those aren't ice packs," and he was like, "What do you mean they're not ice packs?" And she was like, "Those are my postpartum ice like like panty liners or something like that." And it was so funny. This man, he handled it. For how many people were in the room, he handled it so well. And I had a legitimate chuckle about it. And also, I will admit, as much as I just talked about about it and explained it. I didn't know what the fuck that was until I saw that video.
I've never heard of them.
But now we know.
Like I said, it's been since the early 2000s since I was present at a birth.
Yeah, that's another thing. You should really check out Threads and see how fucking stupid some of that shit on there is. I just randomly was scrolling through it today, and it was like, it's crazy ages, how old we're getting. And, like, according to this list, somebody born in 2000 was, like, 33, and somebody commented on it was like, what fucking new age math are you doing, dipshit?
2033?
Like, 31 or 33. I'm like, wait, huh? I was like, is Jesse Miss Kelly making this fucking list?
Close.
Shout out to the West Memphis 3.
Close.
Well, and then you have all this stuff, and it's like, it'll be like a picture, like some bullshit, like probably TikTok shop or Temu product, tool or product, and it's like, need help, tape stick adhesive? Buy link in comment. And I'm like, oh, need suck my balls? Not call me scam likely.
I mean, I've seen and heard some strange shit about this younger generation and their math issues.
Dude.
Don't even ask them to write cursive.
Dude, right? I mean, I'm not going to lie. I'm not very good at cursive. But I can say I learned cursive.
You're probably one of the last generations to learn.
Like, I could probably do it. Like, I'm not going to lie. I would have to think about it because, like, I just never wrote in cursive naturally. So, like, I learned it, but I never really utilized it other than when I learned it. And that was in, like, the fucking 3rd grade. I'm over here. I'm talking shit about the young generations. I'm over here like Billy Madison. Like, it's Rarudo. It's Rizzuto. Those are Z's. They look like R's. But I do know how to do Z's because there's 2 of them in my name. Suck it, Adam Sandler. Just kidding. I love Adam Sandler. Story. He was the flame of my childhood. So anyway, post-mortem shit. This section is talking about how he was a prolific author, because he kind of was, just in his own respect.
If you write a lot, I guess you can.
Yeah, if you throw enough piles of shit at a wall, some of them are going to stick eventually.
It doesn't even matter if any sticks. You just have a big pile of shit somewhere.
And I can attest to that. I tested that theory myself.
So you're a prolific shit thrower.
Like a chimpanzee. Like a chimpanzee. Just like that fucking... Oh, God. Have you watched the Amazon show yet?
Which one?
The Tiger King people are making another show, but it's about chimps.
No.
And I haven't watched the whole thing, but from what I heard, this fucking dumb bitch... And she deserves to be called this one because, like, I think it's wrong for animals, especially of that degree of intelligence, to be just held and, like... confined. Like, it's not like having a mole or a chinchilla. Well, you have a fucking chimpanzee. You have something that can figure out how to use tools and they taught a gorilla sign language.
Well, I'm sure there are some stupid chimpanzees.
I mean, yeah. I mean, primal, I would say.
Look at the
but look at us.
I mean, we'd probably be better off as pets.
They say that we share like 98% of our DNA with chimpanzees. We're closer to 99. But no, like, this fucking idiot, I haven't even got to this part, but somebody told me that, like, some agency or authority is coming looking for, like, to seize a specific chimpanzee. And she's like, oh, he died. We what did she say? Like, we cremated him and buried the remains or something like that. And they're like, well, da-da-da-da. And, like, are, like, basically like, no, you didn't. And she's like, yeah. And I guess they couldn't find enough evidence otherwise. And literally, from the way I understand what this person was telling me, on that same episode of that show, after that whole thing is done and they're gone, she just goes and, like, gets this fucking chimp out of, like, a room or some shit on her property on fucking camera. Yeah.
She was a little stupid.
I'm like, how did the lady that got her face eaten off, that was a horrible thing that happened, I'm not trying to make light of it, how is she... But this fucking idiot hasn't had anything chewed off of her body yet.
Well, it'll happen. I'm all for you.
Planet of the Apes.
fuck around and find out.
I want Caesar to come.
If you have a pet that can kill you, you deserve it probably.
This coming from the man that has a horse.
That dog, he wouldn't. He's too lazy to hurt anybody.
God, he is bad. So anyway,
that would take way too much fucking energy.
Yeah.
He might get one bite in and say, "Oh, fuck this, I'm done."
Yeah, I was walking up to the house today. He got like one leg up on that fence. Was like, not worth it.
Let him come to me.
So throughout his life, Hubbard was highly prolific writer, having written over 1,000 works, including fiction, essays, and religious texts, and is often promoted by the church as one of the most published and influential authors of all time.
You write a lot of shit.
Most published could be argued because you wrote so much shit. Now, are we including self-publishing? Because that is a thing.
Oh, yeah.
If we're counting... If you wrote 1,000 things and you say, oh, all 1,000 got published, but a publishing house only published 6 of them, I don't think that counts.
Technically, it does. If you have one of them numbers, it technically counts.
I think there should be an asterisk next to it.
Of course, I'm not sure back in the 60s and early 70s how easy it was to get one of those whatever.
Yeah, that's true. It'd be a lot of hard work to erase that from the fucking stone tablets that they kept back then to keep track of shit. Excuse me. Now, his life and work have been subjected to intense scrutiny and controversy. Duh. Critics accuse him of fraud, manipulating followers, and constructing a totalitarian organization. Duh. I would have to agree with all that. And despite this, Scientology continues to venerate Hubbard as its founder and the source of all spiritual teachings within the church. 'Cause he is.
Hey.
Within reason, at least you could make the argument that he wasn't, but he was the catalyst for which you found out about it anyway, so he probably fucking made it up. Much like how, allegedly, I will have to look into this, there was no fucking Jesus being resurrected in the Bible until, like, the 3rd or 4th century or some shit like that.
I don't know.
That's what I'm hearing through the grapevine. Yeah. So, within Scientology, his writings were known as source, and they remain central to Scientology, and members are expected to study his works rigorously. Just ask Leah Ramini.
You gotta read those shitty books.
Yeah, his image and philosophy continue to be foundational to the identity and operations of the church, with his teachings being treated as doctrine. I think I'm repeating myself, but, you know, it's been a week since we did the last episode, so.
All right.
His posthumous recognition. I don't know what that means.
That means after death, I believe.
That's what I thought. I thought it was either that or some type of small American marsupial. Oh, look at a posthumous.
Or is that bad hummus? I don't know.
Or hummus that was not invited.
Oh, okay.
An imposthumous. God, we're fucking stupid.
That we are.
So, the Church of Scientology celebrates Hubbard's birthday every year on March 13th with global events.
Do they give gifts, and does he come down the chimney? And does he ride in a sleigh behind 7 or 12 or whatever Tom Cruise is?
I have a feeling he did most of his coming down chimneys before he died.
Okay.
Again, just as Leah Ramini. The church continues to publish his works, often claiming his... Wait. Well, yes. No, I am in the right spot.
You are.
Fuck me sideways. Often claiming his teachings provide solutions to global problems.
My ass, did you got a solution for that?
White better? There's nothing better when you hear somebody just fart in a public place and you're like, man, that is going to itch when it dries. But isn't that what every religious leader, and don't fucking jump down my dick about this, but like religious leader, anything like that, societal, political, isn't that what they all fucking say?
Well, basically Dianex was a self-help book. All it was.
Yeah, but Tom Cruise backed it, so it's better.
That's really... There are those people that believe that's what the Bible is. A self-help book. Teach you how not to be a douche.
Yeah.
You don't covet your neighbor's wife.
I mean, I've said for years. I that's
Which
why I'm
I
so.
don't have to worry about that. Have you seen my neighbors? There's none that I want to covet. There are some ugly people.
Honor their neighbors, or whatever the fuck it says. We don't even talk to our neighbors. Anyway. So now we're going to talk about David Miscavige, who we mentioned earlier. He is the secondary leader after the death of L. Ron Hubbard.
He's the reigning undisputed leader of...
He's the Triple H of Scientology.
He's the game.
Or whoever's the shit now. Roman Reigns. I don't fucking know.
I think it's Cody Rhodes now.
The son of the American Dream?
Yes.
Well, my boy down there, he winning that championship belt. He doing way better than his brother Dustin. They both had a really weird character there for a while. I'm not the son of a plumber. That wasn't him, was it? Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. Oh, baby. Anyway. So, born on April 30th, 1960 in Bucks County, Pennsylvania, David Miscavige.
Okay.
That's it. Fuck the rest.
No,
Unimportant.
We got to cover this dude.
He grew up in a Roman Catholic family, but was introduced to Scientology in his teenage years by his father, Ron Miscavige Sr., who became interested in the religion in the late 60s. Ron. L. Ron Miscavige Perlman Sr.
Okay. I'll go with that.
As a child, Miscavige reportedly suffered from severe asthma and allergies, which his family claimed were cured after Scientology auditing sessions, leading to a deep connection to the religion.
Or he just grew out of it, which...
Yeah.
I did. I used to have allergies and asthma.
Or you spent more time sending him to do this stupid shit to fucking a mixture of like that game where you fucking hold onto the things and it randomly picks one person to shock them and a fucking lie detector test instead of making his little fucking weird ass go outside.
Or the placebo effect. Maybe he believed it helped him and therefore it helped him.
Or maybe you should just never done any of it and you should have let him voluntarily discard his human edifice.
Oh, get rid of his human form and go to a higher plane.
Yeah, you could just tell him to fuck off, like all the other parents did in the 70s. I've broken my leg. Fuck off.
Rub some dirt. Get a Band-Aid.
I'm trying to watch my stories. Bob Barker's still cute and young. Get the fuck out of my face. I don't even think Bob Barker was young in the 70s. He's probably still in his 70s.
Probably, actually.
You can track the decades of the 1900s by Bob Barker's face wrinkles.
Well,
his face is a topographical map of the 1900s.
He was basically a vampire, I believe.
He looked like one there towards the end. Have you seen all this shit of, what's his name? Sherry baby.
Oh, fuck.
What's that fucking guy's name?
Oh, Richie Valens. No.
Yeah.
Frankie Valli.
Frankie Valli. Dude, have you seen the videos of that motherfucker?
What about him?
Apparently he still does that shit.
What?
Still performs. Or was. I don't know.
Well, he's gotta be.
He looks like I 100%, I'm not exaggerating. And this was all over the comment section of the video I saw. He looks like a fucking animatronic.
Really?
He's literally walked out and he's just, like, his eyes never move. You have to like really look to see that his mouth is even moving when he's singing. He does he just like Sherry. Like he sounds exactly the same. So I'm like, this is all fake. He's dead. That's like him. They shoved one of those fucking like remote control Jurassic Park T-Rexes up his ass after he died.
I think him and Joe Pesci about the same age because Joe Pesci hung around with them. So, and Joe Pesci looks like death warmed over too.
He's 90.
Fuck. Jesus.
He's 90 years old. Now, You know what? I'm going to see if I can find one real quick for you. It's haunting.
Let's do it after.
Okay, fair enough. It's like, not even kidding. I thought it was a fucking robot.
Sure, it wasn't AI.
No, because then I saw another one where one of his backup singers posted, and he was like, "And that's me." And I'm like, "Okay, cool. You're getting paid for abuse of the elderly."
Hey, I don't care what he looks like as long as he can still sing.
It sounds exactly the same.
There's
no way. There's no way it's real.
You listen to like Vince Neil and all these.
No, he should sound more like Vince Neil. There's no way it's real. I think he's actually dead, and he's just a robot. And they're playing it out of a Bluetooth. They got a JBL fucking Bluetooth speaker in his larynx.
Some of these guys,
larynx, however you fucking.
Some of these guys should just go ahead and stop.
Yeah, he comes out and he's like, "Sherry," like just as high pitched and everything. When in reality, you see that microphone come up and you expect to hear.
I'm just saying. Some of these guys sound like shit now. Just stop. Like Axl Rose. Oh my.
Yeah,
God.
I agree.
Just
yeah,
stop.
no, the dude looks like he's about 3 years off from looking like the dead guy from Hocus Pocus. Happy Halloween, everybody. Get on Disney Plus and watch the fucking spoopy movies. Watch Halloween Town and Hocus Pocus and Hotel Transylvania. Or be a real man and get on Huluween and watch the scary shit. Anyway. David Miscavige joined the Church of Scientology as a teenager and moved to the organization's headquarters in Clearwater, Florida. That right there is your red flag to not join Scientology. Wow. When your headquarters is in the state, when in the state of Florida.
What's wrong with the state of Florida?
A lot.
No, it's a great state.
It's a great state for about 4 days.
I don't know. I'm thinking.
Well, first off, it's underwater right now.
Well, you know. 2,
there's fucking alligators and crocodiles.
And or pythons.
That are not supposed to be there. There's rattlesnakes. Yeah. There's iguanas that are not supposed to be there.
Disneyland.
I think there's armadillos.
Mickey Mouse.
The armadillos is a positive.
Goofy.
Pitbull. It's Mr. 305. You know he's sponsoring like what is it? Is it Florida International University or something like that?
Okay.
Their football stadium is now going to be like Pitbull Stadium.
Nice.
But I was like, dude, you just set yourself up for life. You're going to make so much money off those halftime shows. Yeah. Literally, all he has to do is walk around to a fucking reggaeton beat. Mr. 305. Pitbull, baby.
I don't think too many people go to those.
He's worth a shitload of money. Apparently, he's huge. He's been huge in the international markets, from what I understand. He makes that where they, do a lot of drugs and dance to that shit in Ibiza.
Right. I'm down.
Because unlike my Posner, I know how to say Ibiza. It's not Ibiza, it's Ibiza. Anyway. I do stand by that, though. If the headquarters is in Florida, I'm probably not going to have any. I'm not going to join.
Okay.
It just seems like a bad idea.
Fair enough. I'd take Florida over California any day of the week.
Yeah, probably. At least Scientology wasn't one of those snake handling churches. How's your
I'd almost respect. I respect that more.
You could do a whole episode on that shit too. About there was one in like Tennessee, like the son got bit in the neck by like a timber rattler or some shit like that. Ended up quitting doing that. His dad died of a fucking rattlesnake bite. I think his grandpa died of a fucking rattlesnake bite.
Somebody forgot to milk the freaking snakes.
No, you know what it is?
What?
They say that if you're living pure and without sin, the venom won't hurt you.
Yeah. They milk the freaking snakes.
Well, because I'm pretty sure in some, I don't know if it's in that type of Christianity, but I do know that in some places they basically just shit on science, and they will be like, I am so holy and pure that nothing can kill me on this mortal land unless I choose so. And they're like, boop, and they like, see me drink this poison from the great black mamba, which will kill you. But you can do that. As long as you don't have like an ulcer or something like that, you can take like a straight shot of snake venom because it's venom. That's not how it works. Poison hurts you when you ingest it. Venom has to be in your bloodstream.
Right. But let's be honest. If I was in one of those churches, if I ran one of those churches,
you would run it into the ground.
No, I would, yes, I feel like I'm a holy man. But guess what? I ain't taking no chances. My ass is milking the shit out of them snakes.
Take a note from Jake the Snake Roberts. He took the venom glands out of his snakes. Yep. And look what happened. Randy Savage lived.
Yes.
He said, Jake, how do I know that thing doesn't have venom? How do I know you're not coming from my
Didn't
belt?
he make him?
He did.
He made him test it on himself. And that just pissed him off, so he really got that snake pissed off.
Yeah.
Before he lit him up in the ring.
You're coming from my belt, Jacob. I'm not going to have it. As we all know, the cream rises to the top, and the venom sinks the fucking losers. You can't say fuck on live TV, Randy. Oh, yeah. That's in the contract, isn't it? God, that man's eyes were ready to pop out of his fucking skull. R.I.P. Randy Savage. Possibly the biggest loss of my life.
He's been dead 14 years.
Yes, still, though. That stupid fucking Corvette. Gorgeous George didn't help.
Yep.
I think, no offense, Gorgeous George, but I think you were part of the downfall of what was truly a gift to the world in Mr. Randy Poffo. I'm going to do an episode where I dress like Randy Savage. We should do that for Halloween. I'll be like Randy Savage, and you'd be like Hulk Hogan or something. And we'll just get into like stupid arguments, and you just have to try not to say the N-word.
Okay.
That's two character.
Okay, I'll do my best.
So he moved to Clearwater, Florida, to be closer to his newfound love of Scientology. And at the age of 16, Miscavige dropped out of high school and joined the Sea Organization.
So he's got a lot of years left on his billion-year contract.
Again, a group of elite Scientologists committing to a billion-year contract
the Rambos
to serve the church.
Of religion.
Just give me a gun and put me in the direction. Rambo, you're 68 years old. You can't go out there again. I'm still capable of carrying an entire machine gun. I'll be fine. Did you know Clyde from Browning and Clyde carried a Browning? A modified Browning machine gun?
Huh.
I just found that out. Yeah. It's really cool, actually. So his rise to power in Scientology and his work with L. Ron Hubbard, this was not a usurping or a vote-in type of situation, which would have been way funnier if there was just very little about David Miscavige, and they're like, how did he become leader? And he's like, he was there. He was standing closest to the chair. He had the fanciest clothes on, so we figured he should probably be the guy, right?
Wouldn't surprise me if that's how they did it.
Right? I mean, it would fit the bill. So David Miscavige quickly rose through the ranks of the church and became part of the Commodore's Messenger Organization, which was a group of young Scientologists who worked directly under L. Ron Hubbard. Can you say this? I feel like
they
this.
Sing disco.
Fuck off.
Okay.
That was a pretty good one, actually. But tell me that this doesn't kind of seem like let me say this. I'm going to try to say this in a YouTube-friendly way. Like an activity that is a word that is a thing that rich people with fancy dogs pay to have done to their dogs. Where you take your dog and you have their hair clipped and you have them styled and their nails clipped. Activity, the name of that activity, does that not sound like what might be going on here?
I'm still trying to think of that name of that activity.
It rhymes with booming.
Oh, yes. I was thinking
I don't think that's a YouTube-friendly term, so I'm not going to say it.
I'm thinking more altar boyish.
Same thing?
Yes. Okay. I got you.
Does that not kind of,
Pretty sad we got speaking code now.
I mean, does that not, like, when you think of it from that point of view, does that not kind of tickle your investigatory butthole a little bit?
Yeah, that's a little broomish.
Yeah, it makes me pucker a little bit. Like, I feel like R. Kelly might have been a Scientologist.
A little fondling.
Or Michael Jackson. Maybe they had Scientology meetings in the tunnel between his house and Diddy's.
Yes, maybe.
Oh, Elron. Oh. Although I will say...
Maybe that's what Beat It was all about.
The kid is his son. So yeah, as soon as I read that, I was like, "This motherfucker!" I was like, "It is rampant. It's in everything. Everything has something to do with
brooming,
brooming
the littles.
Yes,
Brooming, sweeping up the little dust bunnies.
Yes, he was brooming for sure. There's no doubt in my mind.
Censors get us for that, fuckers.
Eat a dick. Now, by his late teens, Miscavige was one of Hubbard's trusted aides, handling audiovisual production and various organizational duties of the church. And by audiovisual production, we mean his fucking dick and balls.
Filming the brooming.
The audio was and the visual was his sloppy, wrinkly balls.
Hey. Don't make fun of people's old wrinkly balls.
I will in this scenario.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I'm with you. You got a videotape and audio of that shit. That's shit you want to see over and over.
They just sit there drinking fucking like pineapple Fanta afterwards. Like, that was good technique right there. I like how it synced. I like how the rhythm synced up with "Pour Some Sugar on Me." Now
your fingers are you have real good dexterity in your fingers.
You double jointed. You a carny?
God love us.
Now the role in the mission corporate category Sort Out, or MCCS, in the early 1980s. He played a significant role in the church's corporate restructuring in the early 1980s, helping to organize Scientology's complex legal and financial operations under Hubbard's direction, all while doing it on top of his erection. This fucking... But of course, like, we've been around for a little while, and people are starting to get a little they're getting a little swifty and wifty around here. They're trying to sniff around our ball sacks. Let's fucking restructure some shit. Good call, boss. That's probably why you're still around today. You, that, and,
Tom Cruise. Oh.
I was going to say Tom Cruise. That Project Snow White, this shit, Mission Impossible is a fucking documentary.
Oh, shit.
Found you out.
Uh-huh.
Just how you use John Travolta as a distraction over here with a shitty space movie. Boom. You're just showing the world how you're stealing shit from the U.S. government with Tom Cruise, while David Miscavige is juggling the balls that are all of these projects, and also L. Ron Hubbard's gross wrinkly balls.
Oh, we are so going to hell. We're gonna get
it's like
unalived ourselves.
It's like if you took just think of it like David Miscavige with like a fucking like that, that like COO photo that they have on like websites for Ford and shit like that, and it's him, and in the background you could just see the shadow of L. Ron Hubbard's balls just awaiting him after this photo shoot, and it just looks like those balloons that you inflate and they have the elastic string and you can like punch them like that. Yes. It's like one of those that somebody put ball bearings in, and it's just fucking. It looks like flubber.
Oh God, I can't handle this.
So he was also instrumental in the creation of the Religious Technology Center, or RTC, which controls the trademarks and intellectual property of Scientology and holds authority over all Scientology organizations.
Do we really consider the cans fucking technology?
No.
Okay.
We have more technological shit in our kitchen.
Probably.
That ice machine is more David Miscavige.
Just keep it moving forward.
But I also, throughout this whole thing, I'm like, as stupid as it sounds, it seems to have worked for the U.S. government. Are they just doing confusion tactic serpentine patterns by being like, look at all these things that have acronyms?
Yes. I mean, Well, people are lazy. They don't want to say out the whole thing.
Yeah, but I feel like I think it's just a throwaway method of making it sound legit.
Oh, well, I mean, I like the Sea Org. At least they didn't just, wasn't an acronym. They took parts of
They're just lazy.
They just combined two words together.
Yeah. They're just like.
Kind of like Benifer.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I mean, fair, I guess.
That at least takes a little bit of talent.
Yeah, I mean. So, in 86, after L. Ron Hubbard died.
Well, we will be here in about 24 hours.
Yeah. Miscavige consolidated power and effectively took over leadership of the Church of Scientology. Again, he was the guy with the fanciest clothes closest to the chair, and that's just how the cookie crumbles.
And he had the best ball funneling technique.
Yeah.
Got it.
He could make
they're jokes, David. Lighten the fuck up.
He ain't gonna see this shit. What are we gonna?
There's going to be a fucking SUV parked outside the fucking door when I go out.
Why? What? So we can take down our video so we can't have our 63 views that we're gonna get?
Wow, it went up a little. Fuck.
Jesus. That's so fucking depressing. Oh, okay. So he delivered the speech that announced L. Ron Hubbard's passing. And he framed it as Hubbard's voluntary departure to continue spiritual research, like we said before. What a boner.
R.I.P., bitch.
He positioned himself as the chairman of the board of the RTC, granting him ultimate control over the church's operations, properties, and doctrine.
So he put the dick in dictator.
So
Come on, that was funny.
You know what you call a penis a boat, or a penis a potato and a boat?
What?
A dictatorship.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what you?
Mine was better.
Do you know what you call an airplane, a Volkswagen, and a Labrador Retriever?
What?
A flying carpet.
Just continue.
So I struggle to see the legitimacy of how he came to be in power. It very much seems as if he was the guy with the one person in the room with a tie that was sitting close to the chair.
He seized control. He would just happen to be right place. He sucked enough ass, not literal, relax, butt kissing. Hey, whatever you're into. All right, it's fucking 2024. I don't
He's
give a
worth
fuck.
more money than either of us, so I mean...
Well, yeah, until we start a fucking religion.
T-shirts coming soon.
Dictology. I mean, I think I'd make a great cult leader.
We're too lazy.
That's true. I ain't fucking drinking the Kool-Aid, bitch.
Nah, I'm not even making the Kool-Aid.
Fuck that. I ain't making it.
I ain't making shit. You guys can, fuck you. You can go to the Kroger and buy a bunch of Kool-Aid jammers, cut the tops off, and pour them into a fucking cooler. Eat my dick. Fuck off.
Okay.
What are we going to use for poison? I don't know. I'll just go give me some Skyline. I'll
We'll
poison it for you in about 8 hours. Oh shit. So yeah, I struggle to see the legitimacy of his leadership at that point.
But he, right place, right time. Sucked enough ass.
Yeah. He just said, hey.
Control.
So let's get into some of the leadership and management style, alleged leadership and management style of this so-called organization.
I have a feeling this is not going to be good, but
We're starting with authoritarian leadership. Allegedly.
Right. Rule with a cast iron nut.
The views portrayed in this podcast are not those of Phil and Travis. They are those of the hosts of GITN podcast, who are characters and subsidiaries of Phil and Travis, but are not legally antiquated. That word doesn't fit there. Related to the two people that you're seeing right now.
We are AI generated. We do not exist in real life.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Now, known for his strict authoritarian management style, Miscavige is often described as a micromanager who maintains tight control over every aspect of the church.
Gets a hold in balls and just vice grips them.
Well, and besides, I mean, the way that it seems...
That's how he got the job.
The way that it seems in a short period of time after L. Ron Hubbard's fucking death, that's probably the only thing that was loose. I hope that didn't get picked up.
Maybe, maybe not.
That man, he died in 1986 until about halfway through 87. This guy's asshole, his farts probably sounded like an old Appalachian man playing a fucking whiskey jug.
All right, go ahead.
He's also been accused of enforcing strict discipline within the Sea Org and has been linked to allegations of verbal, psychological, and physical abuse against church staff, although he and the church deny these claims.
Oh, of course I do. But here's the thing. Don't be pussies. I mean, the physical abuse, okay, that's bullshit.
If the Thetan don't fit, you must acquit.
If it hurts your feelings to get yelled at, don't be a puss.
If you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen.
Now, physical abuse is a different story. But if old David yelled at you because you didn't fucking wipe the fucking urn of whatever douchebag's name
L. Ron
was.
Hubbard?
Yeah, him. You know, L. Ron Balllicker. I just don't see it. I mean...
Yeah.
There's no excuse for physical abuse. But just being told you suck repeatedly. You're in Scientology. You should know you suck.
Yeah.
You signed a $1 billion contract.
Right.
You should know you suck balls. Not literally. I'm just saying just suck, period.
They're sitting there with their contracts. They're like, Shohei Ohtani ain't got shit on me.
This sounds like a good fucking idea.
Jesus Christ. I mean, I have to agree to an extent, though. Right. Everybody needs a little... not degrading, but a little bit of reminder of where they are in life.
Well, it's job security.
Well, it's just like I've admitted to it. Like one of the young kids that works under me, in a actual working relationship, not in the way that some of the people in this story work together. Like he'll say something, and I'm like, you know that's wrong, or he'll ask me a question. I'm like, you know the answer. And I'll just look at him or I'll respond and he'd be like, it's gotten to the point where like if he does this and he's like, you're right. And I'm like, I know.
No shit. Thank you.
I'm not just, as much as I am a chatty Cathy, I'm not saying these things to just fucking hear myself talk. If I want to hear myself talk, I will talk about something fun.
I mean, it's so old David likes to yell a little bit. Suck it up, people.
Now, if he was hitting you, that's not cool.
Which I did.
Hit him back.
I did say that. I did hear that happen. He was a...
Throw your Rolling Stone magazine at him and tell him he's not your real dad and get the fuck out of your room.
Right.
Works every time. I do that to people at work and it still works. Like, I know I'm not your dad. You're older than me. And I'm a girl. And I'm like, point still stands. And then they walk out and I go, point me. So anyway. His aggressive legal and PR tactics. Under his leadership, Scientology has aggressively defended itself against critics and ex-members, employing legal tactics, PR campaigns, and allegedly intimidation.
That's what I'm waiting for. It's coming.
And see, that's how you know they have to have a shitload of money. Because I have never heard a story or seen a person related to Scientology that I would be intimidated by. Tom Cruise and John Travolta are probably the top of the list. Tom Cruise is as tall as this Bigfoot statue right here, and built like that Snoop Dogg statue, with a tooth in the middle of his face.
Isn't Travolta a pretty big guy though?
His head.
I think he's actually pretty tall.
Yeah, but he's John Travolta.
He'll Saturday Night Fever our asses.
Yeah, and I'll Monday Night Nitro his ass.
And I'll welcome back Cotter his
That's
ass.
a throwback for the old people that remember WCW.
What was his name in the Welcome Back Cotter?
Oh, I don't fucking know.
What was that? Oh,
Barbarino
or something.
I don't have an extensive Travolta catalog. I think I've seen Grease once. I think the Travolta movie I've probably seen the most, honestly, is probably Wild Hogs with Tim Allen.
I have to give Look Who's Talking is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
One.
Oh, no, it's Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction has definitely got to be the most times I've seen John Travolta.
I was not a big Pulp Fiction fan.
I love everything Tarantino. Tarantino and Wes Anderson. What?
No. I was thinking Wes Craven. I was like,
Oh.
okay, what?
You like Wes Anderson movies?
Which ones?
Like The Royal Tenenbaums, Darjeeling Limited, Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou, The Grand Budapest Hotel, stuff like that.
I think we've covered this on this podcast in earlier years. I've seen none of those.
I have a couple on DVD. I'll let you borrow. They're fantastic. They're so dry. It's amazing. So dry. It's the kind of stuff that guys like assholes like you and me watch and we go, it'll actually make you multiple times go, which is a pretty funny movie. Like every once in a while I'll see something so stupid that it makes me laugh out loud. But if you can like 5 or 6 times make me go, that's pretty good. Other than that, I'm like, pussy.
Okay. Where are we at?
I was literally sitting here trying to think of what other John Travolta shit I've seen. That stupid fucking space movie about Scientology.
Wasn't he in character? He was in character for very, like, 5 and a half minutes, 5 minutes or whatever.
Blowfish? Or Swordfish?
Swordfish. Yeah.
Where you saw Halle Berry's tats?
Tatas, yes. The only reason to watch the fucking movie.
I didn't think it was a terrible movie. What else was there? Was he in Face Off?
Yes. No.
No, that was Nick Cage.
Nick Cage and John Travolta.
John Travolta, right?
Yeah. See, even Brandon.
Yes, because the most insane part of that movie is the movie itself.
Yes.
Not the plot or anything like that. It is just getting to witness 2 people as batshit insane as Nicolas Cage and John Travolta try to act like one another. You're taking monkey shit and you're sprinkling nuts on top of it. Or I'm sorry, bat shit, and you're sprinkling some crushed nuts on top of it. So you're bat shit nuts instead of bat shit crazy. See what I did there? Brought it full circle. So we're going to move on. The church continues to utilize, quote, fair game tactics, which involve taking legal action and other measures against perceived enemies, though the church publicly claims that fair game is no longer an official policy. It's okay. Nobody gives a fuck. The Catholic Church claims that they're not doing weird shit to kids anymore, but
I'm sure they're not.
I'm pretty sure they're probably still buying international flights for priests.
I don't know.
They're not voluntarily giving themselves up to go to another plane. They're just getting on another plane. What the fuck? So their triumphant victory over the IRS in 1993. Please excuse me while I whet my whistle.
That's not fucking enough.
Yes. One of David Miscavige's major achievements was securing tax-exempt status for the Church of Scientology in the United States after years of conflict with the IRS. In 1993, after a long legal battle, the IRS granted Scientology tax-exempt status as a religious organization, which was a major victory that solidified the church's financial standing and legitimacy in the U.S. You're a fucking religion. Why do you give a shit about your financial standing?
Because you know, all them boats are expensive. You know those fancy uniforms?
Boats and hoes.
They gotta pay the
boats and hoes.
They gotta pay the billion-year contract.
Boats and teenage boys. Boats and teenage boys. I gotta have me my boats and teenage boys.
I mean, it's not as cheap running a freaking cult, damn it.
Speaking of, like, as much as Battlefield Earth was a cinematic masterpiece, can we just say that Boats and Hoes might be the best, most well-written song of all time?
I can't argue the fact.
The Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria. I'll do you in the bottom while I'm drinking sangria.
I mean, that's poetry right there.
Nachos, lemon heads, my dad's boat. You won't go down because my dick can float. They're some of the best lyrics ever written.
I mean,
John C. Reilly is the love child of fucking, like, Prince and Beethoven.
It's Beethoven.
Beethoven. Beetrince.
Oh,
I was
God.
listening to Beethoven last night, actually.
I'm sure you were.
I was. I listened to a couple classical songs. I listened to the Moonlight Sonata, one of my favorites. Clair de Lune, also one of my favorites. Yeah, that's right. I listen to classical music. Fuck you guys. Shocking, I know. I find it relaxing. Much like L. Ron Hubbard founded the company of younger men.
Grooming.
Relaxing. I like this whole tactic of doing this when I say something really controversial.
It's just still picking it up, so it doesn't
No
matter.
way.
Doesn't matter.
No.
Okay, so they basically don't have to pay taxes anymore. Got it.
Yeah. Which I will say, the year kind of surprised me that it took till 1993. I was like, man, like, I feel like Scientology might not have been mainstream, but I feel like they had a pretty good foothold in a lot of communities.
Well,
like major market communities, at least.
Probably the IRS and the government kind of looked and said, what the fuck are you talking about?
I want to see the behind the scenes. I feel like L. Ron Hubbard and David Miscavige and the IRS representatives just had like schoolyard fucking arguments over this shit. They're like, no, we should be tax exempt. We're a church. And they're like, no, you're not. You're not a fucking church. And they're like, you're a fucking church. They're like, hey, fuck you. They start throwing pens at each
You're
other.
basically a shitty book club.
You know what? It's the old saying. You are the hammer, and this is the nail. The nail has a wee head, and you have just strucketh it. Strucketh it upon its head.
I'm good.
So let's talk about some allegations of abuse.
Okay.
I'm not saying these things happened.
But people have said it.
I shan't be struck down. I shall not be struck down for bringing you the news that I have not considerably known to be true.
Allegedly.
That's why they are allegations. You can allege a lot of things. I allegedly have abdominal muscles somewhere.
I allegedly give a shit about Scientology.
I allegedly have never shit my pants as an adult.
Oh, I have, so it's beside the point.
That's why I said allegedly, because I definitely have. I've done it semi-recently.
Well, mine's been,
2 or 3 hours.
No, it's been 10 years, 12 years.
Speaking of, Blue Chew and Manscaped sponsors everybody. Let's get a sponsorship from Hanes. Those on top. Boxer briefs are fucking expensive, man. Like $16 for like 3 fucking pairs. Are you kidding me?
I quit wearing them.
$16 for 3 pairs? So you're telling me that I'm shitting through $32 worth of underwear every 2 or 3 months?
Yes. I just like to cut out the middleman.
Have you seen that video of the girl? She was like, it finally happened. It finally happened. For once, I packed exactly as many pairs of underwear as I needed for every day of this trip. Shit my pants. Oh, man. So, he who else shall not be named, Voldemort, has been the subject of numerous allegations of abusive behavior, particularly in the Sea Org. No way. The boats that are out in the ocean and people are getting bitch slapped, who would have thunk it? Former high-ranking Scientologists, including Mike Rinder and Marty Rathbun, have accused Miscavige, they did this, not us, of physically assaulting staff members and creating a toxic, fear-driven culture within the church. It's sounding more culty from the alleged stories. None of this is known to be true for sure.
I believe Mike Rinder has went on record saying that he was physically assaulted by... His story is that he was physically assaulted.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure Ice Cube went on record and said that gangster rap made him do it, but that doesn't make it necessarily so.
He fucked the police?
He may have.
Coming straight from the underground?
He may have. I mean...
I'm going to listen to some old school NWA as soon as we get off this.
The Beastie Boys were on record when they said Brass Monkey. Funky Monkey. Does that make it true? Do we know that this monkey is brass?
You really think Paul Revere had a little story to tell?
Oh, man. I love that song.
That is a classic, man. I giggle every time I hear it.
Good song. And then what was it? The New Style. The new style has like one of the dopest drops in hip hop.
My.
And let the beat drop. Chilling on the corner on a hot summer's day. Dude, that shit was fire. And I'm too young for that even. And it's still so dope that I used to play it in the bar all the time and I'd be drunk. I'd be
I know. I've been in there when you played it.
Oh, man. So this brings us to the Queen of Queens.
Leah?
Remini.
Yes. Former Bayside alum. Well, not really Bayside alum. She was in Saved by the Bell when they were after school, not the college years. I had that one season where they worked on the beach.
Saved by the Bell never tickled my ball sack quite like some people did at L. Ron Hubbard's.
Allegedly.
Leah Remini, also, or if you don't know who that is, it's Kevin James's wife.
And King of Queens.
In real life.
No, I don't think so.
You can't do better than Kevin James. You know he allegedly didn't eat food for a month or something like that?
Hey.
He just drank water and every once in a while he put some salt in it to make him feel better. I was like, I don't know, man. That doesn't seem healthy.
I feel
like your kidneys would just like fall out of your asshole. She is a former Scientologist and an outspoken critic and has also alleged that DM presides over a system of mental and emotional abuse with Scientology, particularly through its disciplinary programs such as Rehabilitation Project Force or the RPF. It's always good.
Oh, the chat. We love the chat.
Oh, God. It's always my friends that say the fucked up shit. That's okay. Did I ever tell you about the way that I used to, like, really, like, trigger the young white people that, like, traditionally fall on the liberal side of thought processes?
That's not that hard to do.
I don't know if I ever did it with old Lamont in the chat here. I think I did. But I know I did it with my brother-in-law that worked with me for a while, who was also black. And, like, we would get into these, like, little funny, like, play-around tiffs and, like, start saying, like, slightly racist shit to each other. You know? just to, like, raise the tension in the room. Not our own, just those around us, because we found their uncomfortability very entertaining.
Watching white people get nervous when that shit starts flying.
No, you want to see a white person get nervous? Get into an argument with your black friend, and when they say something stupid and fucked up to you, just turn around and be like, you fucking stupid nincompoop. Dude, people's faces will drop so fast, and it is so funny. It's hilarious.
You watch a white person have a stroke.
Dude, they're like, oh, he's going to say it.
I can't be here.
He's going to say it. This is just like my dad. It's like my dad when he drinks. Oh, shit. So now we're going to talk about David Miscavige's wife, Shelly Miscavige.
I will say, you made me nervous right there.
Dude, it works. And it is so funny. In the heat of the moment, it is hilarious. Like, you can literally almost see little, like people sitting off to the side and being like, like a fucking, like...
Dodge the bullet there.
Shut up. Yeah, it's like a fucking one, like a cartoon from back in the day before they started having, like, actual dialogue. So... Again, we're going to talk about David Miscavige's wife, Shelly, who has not been seen in public since around the year 2007, which leads to...
So according to Gen Z, about 40 years ago.
Yeah.
For 40 years.
Which, according to new math, that's...
825 years.
That is as long ago as it takes to cook 487 Easy Macs. So, obviously, this leads to speculation about her, where the fuck she is. What does that say? Anyway. Fair, I think. Okay. Now, critics and ex-Scientologists, including Leah Remini, have raised concerns about her well-being and have filed missing persons reports through the church... though the church, shut up, fathead, maintains that she is alive and living privately. What do you want, more fucking food?
Probably wants to go out.
Yeah, he's just mad because we're talking.
You're
and it's
going
not to him.
He'll probably. You handle the ship.
All right, I'll just talk.
You just keep going.
All right. Now, the LAPD closed the investigation into her disappearance. I'll just leave the notes up so you can catch up. Phil's gone. Phil died. Phil had another stroke. It's actually quite entertaining. I'm watching a battle of wills between him and a dog whose mental fortitude I seriously question, if I'm being completely honest. Anyway, back to the story as we're here for. So the mystery surrounding her absence continues to attract media attention for obvious fucking reasons. Nobody's seen the fucking chick in 17 goddamn years. You don't disappear. You don't say someone's alive and then they're gone for 17. What?
You know what's on television out here?
What?
Fucking Grease.
Are you fucking serious? Oh, God, are they here? Are they here? Oh, that's it. We're gonna die. We're gonna die. I don't know if you guys heard that. We're talking about this shit. John Travolta's involved in this. Grease is on TV. Now I'm going to keep looking out the window till I can see. I don't know. It's Scientology, so I don't think they'd send like a fucking black Suburban. I feel like they'd be in like a Nissan Cube or some shit with like blacked out, not even blacked out windows, like those really stupid fucking colored tinted windows that everybody had in the mid 2000s. You remember. So again, yeah, no, a fucking person goes missing for 17 years and you're going to try to say she's still alive? Or nothing's wrong? Like she hasn't been turned into like a fucking shrine puppet like Hey Arnold was on, what was it? Helga Pataki from Hey Arnold had that fucking shrine of Arnold. That's what this chick is now. Or she's like one of those Indonesian families where they just like store their loved ones' dead bodies in the side of a fucking mountain for like 10 years, and every once in a while they're like, "Hey, Uncle John, what's up? Have a smoke." Are they there? Are they here?
I didn't see anybody, but...
Are we going to get beamed up? Is John Travolta here? Is he going to bite our faces off?
I about shit my pants. I walked out there, and I think it's Paramount is playing Grease right now.
God bless America. I pretty much just kept talking about the disappearance of this lady.
Okay.
So the LAPD closed the investigation into her disappearance, stating they found no evidence of foul play, but the mystery surrounding her absence continues to attract media attention. Like I was just saying the whole time you've been gone. Oh, she's alive and she's fine, but nobody's seen her in 17 years.
Can't they request proof of life?
That's what I'm saying. They just tell her to come out and say hi. And the next thing you know, you see some fucking Frankie Valli looking bitch walking out the front door that it just, you see like you can't see his arm, but you see his shoulder moving and it's just, "Hi, how you doing?" Like the old lady from Shrek trying to make Donkey talk so they could take him and give her money. She says the damnedest thing. He's the talkingest damn thing in the bear. Oh yeah, that comment is
What? Which one?
Diddy being a Scientologist, I have no idea.
Danny Masterson was a Scientologist.
Yeah, look how that worked out. Is it just me, or did that kind of fly under the radar?
No.
I don't think it got as much media attention as it probably should have.
It took...
He saw something fly between us. I was talking about throwing shit at the wall earlier. It could have just been something. It could have been something just. Oh shit!
You see the red dots?
Fuck! They're trying to make us Hindu.
Oh fuck! Jesus Christ!
I've just decided I don't give a fuck anymore.
Oh.
If it doesn't work out for YouTube, we'll go to Rumble. We should probably start putting our shit on Rumble as well.
Not only you're pissing off the Scientologists, you just pissed off every Hindu.
There was literally a car like creeping up to the corner when I looked at it. It was a fucking Chevy Cruze. I'm not worried. Actually, Scientology might be rolling those things.
You never know.
They're those weirdos that have the 1 year model of fucking Chevy Cruze that they made in a diesel. Did you know that? They made I believe one model year. They made a trim package of Chevy Cruze that was a diesel.
That seems like a waste.
Apparently they're hard to find, but they're much better options than the gas ones.
Huh.
Yeah.
Learn something new every day, kids.
I mean, fuck, look at the Jettas and shit. Them motherfuckers run for a while.
Yeah.
You can go. Who doesn't want to be in a fucking a 4-door sedan, a compact sedan, and roll coal on motherfuckers?
Drop the hammer and watch this smoke barrel out there.
I know, and we live in a very hick-tastic area. I almost wore my shirt that says "I don't give a flying hillbilly fuck" on this podcast. Yes, I actually have it. I wore it at a bachelor party where the first night was a redneck party, and you had to try to have the best redneck costume. I wore a shirt that said "I don't give a flying hillbilly fuck," Bush Light swim trunks, some shower shoes, some tube socks with mullets on the back, and I had a mullet. I can't remember what my hat said. I was gonna get the what was it, like camel towing? Yeah, because the bachelor at the time got you one because he got one. Yeah. I can't remember what my hat said.
I can go wear the hat.
What the fuck did my hat say? My hat was funny as fuck too. And then I got those fucking fake ass pit vipers that have like lightning bolt earpieces. I was crushing it.
Yeah.
I was a sexy piece of ass.
I wonder what they saw fly between us. Maybe
we'll have to go back and check that out. Like I said, it might. What if I just
probably the ghost of L. Ron Hubbard?
It was his dangly, but did it look like dangly balls?
Coming to broom you.
Did it look like somebody stretched out Nickelodeon gack up off the ceiling and then dropped 2 hard-boiled eggs in the middle of it?
All right, where are we at?
Shut up. My analogies are on point tonight. Excuse me. Shit.
No, we're still talking about this, shall we?
No, that we're pretty much done with that.
Oh, okay.
There's not much to say about that.
So there's been no new updates. She still hasn't.
She's dead. she's been missing.
Allegedly,
she hasn't been seen long enough that she can like legally be pronounced fucking dead.
Allegedly,
they give up on like fucking small children in the national park system faster than that. You're telling me that this lady's still fucking alive?
Allegedly, I'm saying she's still alive. I'm holding out hope.
Yeah, she's still alive in the way that, what's her name? Mother God from that one fucking cult like 5 years ago is still alive. They just left her in the bed and they're like, she's not dead. She's still alive. Or those fucking monks that they like sealed in those terracotta pots for like 1,000 years. That didn't they show like brain activity somehow or some shit?
I don't know.
Still? Yeah, it was. I saw something about that. It's probably bullshit, but it was interesting and I was probably high when I watched it. So the church's public image, under Mr. Cavage, suck it. The Church of Scientology has faced increasing public criticism, particularly through books, documentaries, and exposés.
Exposés.
Notice it's got a little accent on it.
Exposé.
Yeah, we got fancy on that shit.
He's French.
That's how I always pull out. I'm like, I do a lot of accents. I can even laugh at other accents. And they're like, how do you laugh at an accent? Pretty much everybody knows what accent I'm doing when I do that. So, Alex Gibney's 2015 documentary, Going Clear, Scientology, Hollywood, and the Prison of Belief, and Leah Remini's TV series, Scientology and the Aftermath, which ran from 2016 to 2019, which I will not lie, I have not watched. I am going to watch because holy shit, 3 years? You got 3 years of shit to talk about?
I watched it when it was on.
We have endless subjects that we can go through, and I'm surprised we've made it. We haven't even made it fucking 3 years, have we?
Yeah.
Close to it, at least?
Yeah.
Do you even know? You just kind of...
You came on 2021.
This might be the month of our 3-year maniversary.
Yes. You've officially been on this podcast longer than... Wait a minute. When did I start it? 18 or 19? Might have been 19. You've actually been on this podcast for over half.
Suck my dick. Excuse me. So these documentaries, docuseries, shit like that have significantly damaged the Chublix perch image, the church's public image.
He's sober, kids.
Oh my God. Exposing alleged abuses and control tactics.
Which are...
Documentaries will do shit like that. Or they'll completely fuck you in the long run, like, like Graham Hancock, who's apparently racist because of the shit that he says.
Yeah. Well, here's my issue with... how much more we got?
4 pages, but like I can blast through most of it. After this, it's a lot of just like...
In all seriousness, this is a lot of jokes. I don't give a fuck what people believe.
If you want to be a Scientologist, be a fucking Scientologist. I don't give a shit.
It's funny. But my issue with Scientology is the whole... You have the submissive thing. You know, people... You have to...
Bow down to a higher...
No, you have to... If your family does not believe, you have to cut them out.
Which is culty.
Right. That's where I draw the line.
But that... And that being said, like, if Scientology wanted to come after us, like... In a way, you kind of can't, because we both say the same shit about basically all organized religion.
It's all culty.
It's all fucking culty.
Yeah, I mean...
And there's nothing, like, up to this point, for the most part, just from the outside looking in, not being somebody that's experienced it, like Leah Remini, I'm not saying that anything she said is false or true. I wasn't fucking there. But for the most part, there's not a massive pile of shit dropped on top of this religion that is any more fucked up than any other religion at some point in the past.
I mean, here's like...
They haven't done a crusade.
That's... Okay. Point Scientology.
Point Scientology. One love.
I mean, they don't... If your family does not believe, you have to break all communication with them. You can't interact with them.
I mean, that's fucked.
That's my one of my big issues. My second is... This is... When you charge for every level, bridge or whatever they're called, okay, now you're just in it for the money.
Like a fucking pyramid scheme.
Pretty much.
Or a Ponzi scheme. One of the two. I think they're kind of the same thing. I don't really know.
I mean, you're just in it for the money. Now, if you want to give out these, make people do the work and not charge for it, I'm okay with it.
Right.
But when you charge for every... I couldn't afford to be a Scientologist even if I wanted to.
How can I afford it? I can't even fucking spell it.
I can't afford to hold the cans.
I can't even...
He's trying to come through that bit?
Yeah.
Hold on.
I can't do science. And then you add tology to the shit? I don't even know what a tology is.
Stop.
Yeah.
Don't be an ass.
He was just footing it.
We're busy. We're podcasting.
So let's move forward to some of the stuff you were kind of talking about. Now, Jesus Christ. See that? That right there. Everybody saw it live on camera. That's why I tell people not to scare me. As a fat kid.
I thought we got shot.
Well, let's make sure that wasn't a cover-up. See, everybody saw the fist go up, though. I tell people all the time, like, you shouldn't scare fat kids. There's no fight or flight. It's fight or die. I ain't outrunning nobody. Are you kidding me? Fucking Jason Voorhees chases me for 162 feet, comes around the corner, and I'm halfway through a fucking cigarette, just having an asthma attack, even though I don't have asthma. That scared the shit out of me, dude. Fuck.
That old Davy Boy firing guns.
Fuck, dude, how crazy would that be? Fuck, we'd be famous after that. Shit. As long as they didn't, well, they deleted it very quickly. Okay, so under Miscavige's leadership, the church has focused heavily on acquiring real estate around the world, buying up prime properties for new church facilities or ideal orgs and other operations. These real estate holdings are a key part of the church's financial strategy, with the organization amassing significant wealth through donations from members and tax-exempt revenue streams. Tax-exempt What are they having, fucking festivals like Catholic Church?
Yep. And, well, you got to buy a new book all the time. I mean, hell, how many times you got to revise Dianetics?
Pin the tail on the Xenu. What do you win? Do they have goldfish games or do they have something weirder?
I don't
Like
I've never been to a Scientology
you get like
festival.
little blue ring octopuses, the ones that are super poisonous.
Probably.
They're just like, they're so pretty. And they're like, yes, they are. They're beautifully disastrous. Just like your future.
When would they give you mood rings to let you know?
Now come watch this John Travolta movie. Yeah. Put on this mood ring. Nope. No. Not an operating thing.
Your trauma.
Bad. That's a bad one, but it's a bad boy.
Put the other one. Put 2 on. My left hand is pissy. My right hand is horny. Fuck.
So we're going to talk about some financial secrecy.
Oh.
The Church of Scientology's finances remain opaque.
Don't use these big words.
Not clear,
Okay.
but not completely obstructed. Somewhere in the middle. Fuck off. Again, it remains opaque. I love that word. As it does not publicly disclose detailed financial statements. Which, I don't think legally you have to anyway.
I don't know. I'm not up to date on the religious
To an
laws.
extent, I'm sure you do, but I don't think you have to. I doubt you have to publish fucking everything.
I don't know.
Now, however, it is believed that the organization has accumulated billions of dollars in assets under Miscavige's leadership, which is probably fucking.
I would.
I mean, at least in the millions.
Oh, I would.
Billions would not be shocking
Would not be
whatsoever, but like you can pretty much bet your sweet bottom puss lip that it's at least in the hundreds of millions.
Oh, billions would not shock me one bit.
Potentially a year, even.
I mean, just their real estate holdings alone
Right?
are worth $1 billion, probably.
I mean, fuck, they own our place.
That's why
They own our mansion in the hills. Because as everybody knows, like, this tiny little area that we record in is the... Stop it. We removed the toilet from the powder room in the West Wing to create this space.
Is that
So
what
now
is?
the help has nowhere to poop. They got to go outside.
The outhouse.
Fuck that. Go in the bushes. I don't pay you to shit. Also, what are you shitting out? I don't feed you. Shitting out table scraps? Thought I told you to give those to the dogs. Quote, John Travolta. So let's talk about some ongoing control.
Control. Very controlling.
David Miscavige remains the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world of the Church of Scientology. He is...
The dictator.
He is, I don't know,
The Grand Poobah?
I was going to look for another wrestling reference, but I don't know current wrestling. He was the Bruno Sammartino of, like, back in the day, but for Scientology.
Okay.
Anybody who doesn't know Bruno Sammartino, congratulations, you don't have your virginity card. Holding the title of chairman of the board.
Who it is.
Well, you're old.
Okay.
You're old enough to know who that is.
That's
Anybody
true.
under the age of 65 shouldn't know who that is.
He was a little bit before my time.
Fair enough. So he continued to hold the title of chairman of the board of the Religious Technology Center, or the RTC, which we talked about earlier, which is probably just a fancy way of saying where the money goes. Despite ongoing criticism and legal challenges, Miscavige has maintained tight control over the organization, its finances, and its members. I find it hard to argue some of the accusations of totalitarianism with that being said.
Yep.
I love how I say all this stupid shit and then I pull out words like totalitarianism and actually use them properly.
Miracles happen every day.
It's written right down here. It's actually not. A little behind the scenes, a little BTS, not the Korean kids. Criticism and support. That's our next section. While former members and critics paint Miscavige as an authoritarian leader responsible for creating a culture of fear and abuse within the church, current Scientologists and church officials view him as a decisive and visionary leader who has safeguarded Hubbard's legacy.
Good for him.
So you just kept telling the same stories. And in recent years, the church, under Miscavige's direction, has embraced digital platforms, including Scientology TV in 2018, and maintaining a strong online presence through social media and official websites to attract new followers and spread its message. Wait, what?
Uh-oh. They're getting to us, I think.
Dude, right? What the fuck?
I think Miscavige and Cruz are shutting us down.
What the fuck?
I didn't see it. I didn't see it blink over here.
Oh, that's low battery.
What's a low battery?
There was something up on my screen, and I was like, "Oh, Jesus Christ!" Yeah, we're still up.
Okay. Looks like he's trying to. They're trying.
We haven't pissed him off enough yet.
They're trying to. Let's
see if we can make it happen by the end of the episode.
Walking on thin ice.
So Scientology TV. I'll be looking into that.
Do they have a streaming service?
I will be getting a 7-day free membership to that. And I will be doing it on my phone so that I can make sure to cancel the subscription right after I make
24 hours of Battlefield Earth.
It's just nothing but Grease and fucking Mission Impossible movies. And that one that he did with Cameron Diaz that was actually kind of funny.
Vanilla Sky.
Hey, June.
Was that Vanilla Skies or was that
The Spy Who Shagged Me? I don't know. No, that was a way better cinematic fucking masterpiece. Now, let's talk about some alleged abuse of members.
Alleged, David.
Over the years, ex-members have accused the church of psychological and physical abuse, including forced labor, separation from family, and harsh disciplinary measures.
Not forced labor. They signed a billion-year fucking contract.
Yeah,
they got what they deserved.
Fault, stupid idiot.
Obviously, you didn't have an attorney to read that fucking contract over.
Dumb fucking dummy. The Sea Org in particular has been cited for extreme working conditions and practices such as the Rehabilitation Project Force, a disciplinary program often compared to a prison camp.
Nice.
Sounds about right.
Is that what
I feel like you could just start calling prison Rehabilitation Project Force.
If this is what I'm thinking of from my days of watching The Aftermath with the Queen of Queens, I think they just had like trailers set up. And people had to stay in those trailers.
They'd fuck each other?
No, I just was a prison cell. Or not. Yeah. They had to stay in those trailers without AC. And that might be.
Yeah, so we already talked about Rinder and Remini. Some harassment of critics. Journalist Paulette Cooper, author of The Scandal of Scientology in 1971, was subjected to harassment and legal attacks in an operation called Operation Freakout. Scientology was the
Commodores, the disco
motherfucker. It's all cyclical. It all makes sense. We've cracked the code.
We did.
We have to go listen to the entire Commodore's discography because that has all the secrets of Scientology.
Sure that wasn't a Commodore song, but it's still disco.
What if I looked out there and there's just a fucking dude staring in the window,
smoking a cigarette?
Oh, he would get a fucking super punch right through that one.
No, he wouldn't. We're going right in there, opening up a cabinet.
Oh no, you can do that. I'm jumping my big ass out the window, and be like, "Where the fuck you think you're going, David?" Anyway, yeah. So Scientology was allegedly involved in an effort to have her imprisoned through false accusations and orchestrated harassment. They had an operation
for just talking shit about them.
Yeah, for writing a fucking a piece about them.
What the fuck you think you're gonna do to us?
Well, she probably had people that actually read and listened to what she said.
Don't worry, Tom and Dave. Nobody listens to us.
Yeah, we're
outside of my mom.
Yeah, our vast reach. Excuse me.
Hell, his mom doesn't even watch us.
Right. So. The disconnection policy, which you were talking about.
Oh, yes.
Many former Scientologists, like actress Leah Remini, have publicly described how they were forced to cut ties with family members after they left the church or criticized it. Bonnie and Gary Miscavige, it's spelled Gary, David Miscavige's own father and niece have spoken about being disconnected from their family members.
I think, didn't his dad even make an appearance on Rogan?
Did he?
Yeah, his dad was on
I'm
Rogan.
gonna have to listen to that now. Probably only listen to about an hour and a half of it because it'll be about 8 hours long, and it'll probably have 35 minutes of advertisements. Good for you. Some human schmafficking allegations. You know, yeah.
Getting very Epsteinish.
In 2009, former members like Claire Headley,
Lamar.
Eddie Lamar, yes, thank you. I thought the same thing with it. Hey, Heady. Oh, Heady. And Mark Headley filed lawsuits accusing the Church of human schmafficking, alleging that Sea Org members were subjected to forced labor under threat of punishment and restricted from leaving. I don't know all the ins and outs of that allegation, like from a legal standpoint of that term. So I guess.
I don't know either.
Not saying it's true. Again, this is just what we've heard. It's grapevine. Blame. Is that Otis Redding?
I think so. I could be wrong, but I think you're correct.
What's next? Coercive practices.
Sounds kinky. I like it.
Former members, including Karen de la Carriere. That's repetitive. Have shared. My name is Karen de la Carriere. You can kiss my derriere. Good night. Oui, pipi, mon ami. I have a certain je ne sais quoi. They have shared stories of being pressured to donate large sums of money and undergo expensive auditioning or auditing. Some members claim to have been financially ruined by these demands.
Bastards.
Now, you know what the auditing is?
Yeah, it's the cans.
Yeah, it's where you do the Thetan test.
The cans.
Yeah.
I like to hold the cans.
You pretty much hold cans, and depending on what the little screen says, they go,
cucaracha,
you're good.
Cucaracha.
They
I probably did be doing this. Oh, yeah, baby.
They basically, you do this stupid fucking test that Milton Bradley probably produced for like the first 40 years, and they go, you're good, or they go, you're really bad, you need to give us more money and do more stuff.
I'd be like holding those things. I say, I've never held such big things in my hands before.
Jesus Christ.
I'd make them feel uncomfortable.
Next, in the 90s, the church waged a prolonged battle with the IRS about their tax-exempt things. We've been over that. Nobody cares.
Do they still? I thought they took it away from like, or do they still have tax-exempt status? I don't know. For some reason, I thought.
I'll be honest. I haven't looked at these. It's been weeks since I took these notes. So you're gonna have to give me a minute to read.
For some reason, maybe I could be wrong, but I thought.
Now,
I have to Google that.
Well, according to the critics of this particular group, they say that. And along with former IRS officials, they allege that they accomplished this tax-exempt status by way of legal harassment and threats from the church.
You know, I give them credit. How fucking
You got the balls to stand up to the IRS?
To threaten the IRS and the government. I give you K. David, kudos on one thing.
Yeah, so this is all quick read through.
You got
shit.
my respect, brother.
Well, the fair game policy. That's the whole thing of like. We'll fuck you off if you say anything against us. They never.
As we say something against them.
Nothing's ever happened either. So like, fuck it. Why do you give a shit? But we have some examples of that. Hannah Whitfield, a former high-ranking member, has discussed being subjected to the quote fair game strategy where critics of the church are targeted for destruction, and the church's own documents in the 1960s outline the fair game policy though the church later claimed to have ended it. So it's in their doctrine. If you will. There we go. The church has been involved in the legal battle to suppress media critical of Scientology, including efforts to block the release of books by like Going Clear by Lawrence Wright and documentaries like Going Clear, Scientology and the Prison of Belief on HBO in 2015. And they've also filed numerous defamation lawsuits against critics.
So we get an attorney.
Again, we've made it very clear. All this is allegations. I don't know any of this shit to be true. And I am not out here saying that it is or isn't any better or worse than any other fucking religion. Now, the church's opposition to psychiatry is well known, particularly through its front group, Citizens Commission on Human Rights, the CCHR, and in some cases members like Lisa McPherson, who died in 1995 under suspicious circumstances after being held by Scientologists for 17 days, were allegedly denied proper mental health care.
Here's the thing. I don't see it. Do I agree with it? Not really. But how many fucking other religions don't, let their...
Yeah, you're not schizophrenic, you're possessed.
Or don't let them take modern medicine.
Right.
So this is no different than some other wackadoo religions that are more, I don't know, Christian-based, I guess. I don't know what it,
Monotheistic.
Yeah. Now, and plus, hey, you're handling snakes. I think you're putting people's life in just as much danger as being around David Miscavige.
Yeah.
So, but this doesn't shock me, and I'm...
Even Stevens.
It is what it is.
All right, let's talk about Operation Snow White.
I thought we already talked about it.
We did.
We're going back to it?
Yes.
We're
just touching on things. We're just giving... This is the wrap-up.
Tom Cruise is a little young for this, so...
Yeah, this is the wrap-up.
Okay.
70s, Operation Snow White, orchestrated by the church, involved infiltrating U.S. government agencies to remove negative information about Scientology, and this led to the conviction of 11 Scientology officials, including L. Ron Hubbard's wife, for conspiracy against the U.S. government.
Not a good idea.
Celebrity manipulation. The church has actively recruited and showcased celebrities like Tom Cruise and John Travolta. Former members like Tom DeVoe, yeah.
Never heard of him.
Have claimed that the church uses high-profile celebrities to shield itself from scrutiny and to promote its agenda. That's just kind of...
Smart, let's be honest.
And rather proven?
Yeah.
Just saying? Shut up.
God damn, dog.
So, yeah. Yeah. There's not much to say about that one because, it kind of, it reads.
Which is, smart business. Get
it reads for the most part. Legal controversies. They've been in numerous legal cases, including a lawsuit over the wrongful death of Lisa McPherson, who we just talked about. And the church settled in that one in 2004 with her family. So, at least you got that, I guess. Let's see. Some secrecy and control of information. Critics like Mark Rathbun and Leah Remini, blah, 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 blah. We know that. Restricting access to outside news, all that shit. Then they also have strict rules against discussing or revealing advanced teachings to lower-level members.
Well, until they pay for it.
That's what we call gatekeeping.
I don't disagree.
Which isn't illegal. It's kind of shitty.
You want to pay for it, we'll give you the info.
Yeah, it's not illegal, but it's a little shitty. Exploitation of child labor. In 2010, Daniel Montalvo, a former Scientologist, sued the church, claiming that as a minor he was forced to work long hours with no formal education, and other former Sea Org members have reported similar experiences of working as children in abusive conditions. That's nothing too crazy. There's Operation Snow White. We already did that. I do believe I have some blah, 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 celebrity influence. Yeah, this, I think, is all just repetitive shit. Oh, sorry, they do claim millions of members worldwide up to this day.
I'm going to call bullshit, but, hey.
Yeah. Well, though independent estimates place the number significantly lower, around 25 to 55,000 active members.
I mean, I would say under 100. I mean, 25 might be
that's a lot of people still, you know what I mean?
Like worldwide, though, I mean...
Yeah, I guess that'd be a lot of people if it was like California and New York.
Yeah.
They own substantial real estate, like we talked about before, including landmark properties in Los Angeles and Clearwater, Florida, which is its spiritual headquarters.
If it was in Miami, I might buy it.
Yeah, David Miscavige, up to this day, still denies all the shit, as we know. Yeah, and that's where we're at. Really, that's what I got.
Here's the thing.
It's an ongoing dog and pony show.
Well, here's the thing. If what they preach might not be any more crazy than what Christianity preaches. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
different strokes for different folks when it comes down to shit like this. For me, none of it's my fucking thing.
Like I said, my only issue is with if you have to pay for this shit, go fuck off. I don't care.
Jesus, there we are twice.
If you have to pay for it, go fuck off. The separation from family.
Fuck. We don't have to have YouTube open, do we?
No.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if that was still open on that or not. Jesus, branding.
If the separation of family, and if one of the family members says something not so flattering towards Scientology, you got to disconnect from them. Come on, lighten the fuck up.
Or just if they don't fucking believe in Scientology.
Right. And here's the thing: I don't
fuck off. Yeah, maybe don't. Yeah, don't. I could see being like, I don't want them around all the time, but they can come to Thanksgiving.
I don't believe I give a fuck about any of it, dude. Believe what you want.
I agree. My whole thing is, one, I don't fucking know. I don't know what's true, what's not. I know what I've heard. I know what I kind of believe, and what I kind of believe may very well not be true. And honestly, for all we fucking know, the Church of Scientology is putting all these people up to this shit. Just because no press is bad press. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't fucking know, and I'm not saying they are right or wrong. Because I'm not there. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it myself. I can only go off third party. Well, I guess it's not third party, but primary party allegations that as far as I know, have no seriously concrete evidence that has been put in front of me.
I think it's a little funny that a scientific writer developed a fucking religion based on science fiction. It's kind of, you can't even make that shit up. It's kind of funny.
It's really making me feel like,
that's
ogre.
like a 10-year-old or a 12-year-old wearing a pocket pecker. Pocket pecker?
A pocket pecker?
A pocket protector to
Is that like
school.
pocket pool?
Yeah, a pocket protector to school.
With his
You're
trapper
gonna
keeper?
Get picked on a little bit.
We got the well, you need the trapper keeper to cover up the pocket pecker.
Yeah, you do.
But the whole setup of this thing just makes me feel like it does. It makes me feel like Ogre from Revenge of the Nerds.
I like all the memes from nerds about Alabama getting their ass kicked by Andy.
Yeah.
You lost to some fucking nerds.
Convincingly too. Alabama legitimately lost that fucking game.
Yep.
And I will say that's my ending point of all this stuff, all this Scientology, all these allegations, positive, negative, good, bad, ugly, indifferent. If Texas is not ranked number 1, I'm going to be fucking pissed.
I wonder how many people, getting back to Scientology, I'm surprised somebody hasn't went undercover.
There is a podcast that did go to like some meetings and shit. That's their whole thing, is like they find these cults and shit.
I think I've listened to them about
I remember telling you about it.
I think
I listened to them when we talked about something.
Yeah. But,
okay, Texas is number 1. Never mind.
Go deep into it, But here's the thing.
Neither of us is the guy for that job.
If some of this is true and a douchebag gets physical with me, A, I'm walking the fuck out. B, I'm taking his freaking spine with me.
No, I'm just going to hit him with the fucking Danielle Rivoli or whatever the fuck. Catch me outside. How about that?
I'll take it. 2 Dianetics books and beat him upside the head with it. I don't give a fuck how much, I believe in bullshit. So anyway, do you guys? And if you believe in it, good for you. If it
gets you through the day,
if you find
and you're
happiness,
not being hurt or fucking taken advantage of past what you agree on,
I mean,
do whatever the fuck you
I
want.
wouldn't recommend signing a billion-year contract.
Yeah, that's a bit.
I wonder if that'll hold up in the court of law.
That's a bit lofty.
That's a bit extreme.
How can it hold up in a court of law? How can they how can you not be like, you realize this is a absolutely ridiculous fucking number, right?
Right. I mean, they want to guarantee service. Get you to the last fucking minute.
Is that like kind of like if you get 2 life sentences and you die in prison, but somehow they revive you and they're like, ah. Or we find the science to like identify reincarnated people, and you go find them at like 8 months old, and you just throw them in a prison cell, and you're like, welcome back. Have fun, Jerry.
You got a long time to go.
You thought you got out, you son of a bitch.
Yeah. So anyway, good job, guys. Hey, keep doing you.
Do what you want.
They're just jokes. Don't get pissy.
Most of them. I mean, the Texas not being #1 thing wasn't a joke, but they are, so it's okay.
Everything regarding Scientology, they're jokes. They're funny. We didn't say they were good jokes. They made me laugh.
I was pretty serious about what I said about Battlefield Earth.
Yeah, well, that movie sucked balls. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying.
I'm no Siskel or Ebert, but that movie sucked.
Just saying.
And I got the message. I've changed tune since Grease was on the television when I walked out there just a moment ago. I'm dialing down the rhetoric.
At least on camera.
Of course, our house is probably already bugged now. Anyway, I think that'll wrap up. That wraps up Scientology. So
finally,
next week's mine.
Yes.
We're going to do a little. Next week we are going to do a little.
This fold, it makes me look like my tits are so much bigger than they are.
Secret society type stuff, and New World Order type stuff, Illuminati type stuff. Next week.
Hollywood Hulk Hogan?
Yes, and the Wolfpack. No, we're not doing wrestling.
Kevin Nash?
Big Sexy?
All the other random people that I forget was in there. Buff Bagwell? Lex Luger?
Yeah. X-Pac?
Was he in NWO?
Yeah, he got fired from WWE.
Oh.
And I don't think he could use
Booker
X-Pac.
T?
I'm not sure. No,
he was in there. Booker T was in there for a brief period of
time.
time.
He was in the Wolfpack version, I think. Was it?
Sting?
He was in the Wolfpack. He joined the Wolfpack version.
Conan?
Conan was in NWO. Pretty much everybody at one time or other, just about.
I don't think Rey Mysterio ever was. Well, they had the Latino World Order.
Yes, they still have
with that. Eddie Guerrero.
I think they still have that.
Was Psychosis in the NWO?
I don't know. But
Sid? Was Sid Vicious in the NWO?
I don't know. I do not know. But that's going to...
Dennis Rodman?
Yes, he was, I believe.
Karl Malone?
No, Karl Malone was on the other side, I think.
Loser.
I think that's going to wrap up this episode. We will see you guys next week for that.
If we're still alive.
Maybe, or we haven't been shut down. If you don't hear from us,
we're dead.
They got us.
We're dead.
Take care, people.
I hope we live.